everybody, and welcome back to another Nextlander podcast. You all voted, and Nextlander won. Thank you very much for getting out there. We're very happy to be here. Nail biter, Alex Navarro.
Squeaked it on in there.
Said we couldn't do it, but we did. It was a platform of joy and hope. Brad Shoemaker, that's us.
What do we win?
It's the proud honor of serving the public, of getting out there and playing these great video games in this great country of ours. Multiple countries, actually. This fine world.
Also, apparently now I'm on the Bergen County School Board. I wasn't sure how that happened. I wasn't running for that, but now I'm on it.
Alex is responsible for your children.
I'd like to thank my running mate, Dollman.
You got it.
Couldn't have done without him. We did it, baby!
Hey, Brad, nothing like a good shower. Hey.
Oh, Sam, that looks good.
Hey, Brad, have you thought about saving? We're about to get into a long podcast. Maybe you should wrap up. We're going to talk about our Death Stranding check-in a little bit later here. But first, I want to hear about Alex Navarro in the city that never sleeps last night.
On the ground, reporting in specifically from the neighborhood of Brooklyn where I was already attending a show. It just happened to be on election night.
On an election night that maybe was being celebrated in certain places.
In New York City, certainly, yeah. So I will say, I resisted ever doing anything on election night for a long time because the last time I went out and did an event on election night was 2016 when I went to the Chapo Trap House live show on election night when Trump won the first time. So that left everyone feeling a little bombed out and maybe me feeling like that's some kind of jinx. I should never leave my house again. Decided this year was the year I would finally break that tradition. I went to go see a band I really like called Boris. They're a Japanese like sludge doom metal band. And the vibe in Brooklyn, very good.
Positive vibes. How was the band?
The band was great, didn't really bring up the American elections because they're a Japanese band, but the opener did at least say, boy, it's going to be really fun when all the oligarchs leave, huh?
Okay,
Yeah.
Maybe a little early, but we'll see how it goes.
But, just walking around Brooklyn, getting dinner beforehand and stuff, people seem to be in a good mood. It was generally, it's always just nice to get back into the city, feel the energy a little bit after being away for a while.
What neighborhood in Brooklyn? How deep in were you? Do you remember?
Oh, I don't remember the exact neighborhood. The venue is called Brooklyn Steel. You can look up where that is.
You drove in?
Yeah, we drove in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any honking on the way home? People beeping?
No, a lot of traffic. Weird bridge closures out of nowhere, but other than that, yeah, it didn't seem like it was just, like a big explosion of excitement or anything, but everyone seemed to be in a generally good mood wherever I went, so.
Look, folks take what they can get these days, right?
Yeah.
But good band, Boris.
Yes.
Boris. Good.
They've been around for, I don't know, like 30 years at this point, and have put out roughly as many albums in that time, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, if you're in a neighborhood that had some elections, I hope you got out and voted and made your voice heard. That's how you affect change as much as you can in this system we have here. So use it while we use it while we got it, I guess. Make your voice heard. Brad Shoemaker, you and I went on a little excursion on Monday.
True.
We're gonna jump right into it.
Let's excurge.
We excurged in the afternoon and then later excurged in the evening in Ark Raiders, a game that has left your lips for the last 4 years?
4 years.
4 years?
4 years ago, they announced this game, almost to the month, almost to the day.
And in between that time, the finals came out?
They put out another game, yes, in between.
Okay.
Also, the nature of this game changed dramatically at some point.
Yeah.
Like, this game did not start as an extraction shooter. But I don't think I was ever quite clear what it did start as. I just liked that first trailer they put out with all the giant robots and that Robin song, which is great.
Yeah, so I remember this is one of the things that I remember it specifically because their art was very cool. It's got that like 70s retro future vibe to it. And I also remember it because I think it's the is it Simon Stålenhag?
Yes, that's the Swedish guy who makes all the robot art.
Yeah,
Yes.
had that kind of similar vibe to it, like robots in kind of sometimes pastoral environments, or not just in super cyberpunk cities. Like robots,
like ruins of maybe something, but then there's also just a lot of robots running around in nature.
So Arc Raiders is a game where the setup is something happened with robots. They don't really spend much. Yeah, they don't spend too much time really doing it. It's very nicely presented, but it's like not too much time laboring on what happened. But the robots happened, and people are living underground.
Story stuff is incredibly thin in this game.
But there is a like a presentation to it that makes it feel like it's not shallow, right? Like it has a cutscene in the beginning. It's kind of well done. The environments are dense with stuff, like something happened here. But really, the gist of it is humans are living underground. Above ground, there are robots that you will encounter. You're mostly scavenging for supplies. It is an extraction shooter, PvPvE, but my experience so far with it has been on the stream and the matches after that. The PvP part, I think because there's so far at the lower levels that I'm at, does not necessarily seem to be that beneficial. Like the weapons, the gear you get off of people, you had limited inventory space, is not necessarily incentivized that much. That you run across people and they're just like, hey. We're just coming through here, man. We're just looting like you.
That has been the majority of my experience by far.
Yeah.
I've only actually gotten into fights with maybe 3 or 4 people total. And I'm trying to think, like, I mean, that moment you talked our way through when we were playing with Drew the other night. That moment you talked our way through an encounter,
and the guy just ran away.
We were in a dark building. It was a night mission. And you could see a flashlight waving around down at the other end of the hall, and it was like, oh fuck! It was like Drew's like second match or whatever.
Yeah.
It was like, man, what are we gonna do? And then you just like walked out there and called out to him. It's like I was like, all right, if you want to go parlay with these people, I'm not gonna stop you. And sure enough, you're like, hey, are you guys cool?
Hey, we're cool, right? Yeah.
And it was just like this sort of tense situation of people going like, yeah, we're cool, and everybody kind of like back against the wall, like passing each other in the hallway and moving on with their business.
I love this aspect of this game. Like, that has been actually the majority of the clips I've seen going around of people having like good diplomatic situations versus getting trolled.
The social dynamics of this, and I don't know that that's new to this game. Like, I've not played every extraction shooter out there. I've played some of them. But Tarkov is the big one. Tarkov is the big seminal one that I have never touched. That might. More of this might be Tarkov than I realize is what I'm trying to say here.
I mean, I think that parlaying aspect and social aspect is in all of these games, but I've found that generally speaking, whenever I look in on the player bases on those games, they are mostly sociopaths. Like, they are people that are absolutely more than happy to draw you in and then murder you for whatever. It's kind of interesting that out of the gate, though, this one seems to be at least inspiring early in players, the idea that, like, maybe I should talk to someone.
Okay, so here's the difference as I see it from the games I've played. And again, maybe this is present in Tarkov, and I don't know that, but like Marauders, for example, that Space World War I spaceship raiding game that we played, it's PvP with some E.
Right.
Like those games, there is none of this social dynamic.
It's designed for that.
Negotiation in that game. It is just kill or be killed, shoot on sight other players. Like, there is no wiggle room. You are either going to kill somebody or they're going to kill you.
Right.
The difference in this game, as I have seen it so far, is that it is a PvPvE game where the E is so imposing and threatening and hard to deal with that everybody is so frazzled already dealing with these fucking robots.
Yeah.
That a lot of the time they just don't have it in them to also have to fight players.
And I kind of love that.
I really think that's what's going on here, because like the robots, like from minute one, the E, like, again, the AI enemies in this game, not the other players, are like a lot to deal with. I mean, like some of the most basic flyers, the wasps and so forth, by themselves are not that hard to deal with. The problem is there are like way worse robots are never far away, and sound is a big deal in this game. So like any amount of ruckus you cause, or there are straight up spotter robots that will call in more robots. Like any amount of gunfire or noise or commotion in this game is potentially inviting way worse trouble.
Mm-hmm.
So you're trying so hard to exercise a light touch at all times that asking for more trouble by opting into fighting other players is like just seemingly too much for a lot of people.
Yeah. And I'll add a couple of other things that, you know, from my perspective, and Brad, you touched on this, it could be present in other things. We've played a decent amount of other extraction shooters, and battle royales, but not all of them. And like you said, Tarkov might have some of this as well, but
maybe not the most hardcore shit, at least.
Yeah. The idea that, you are going in with gear that you need to get out to make more gear, and you can lose it if you're in there. The risk just doesn't seem, and pretty limited inventory space, the risk just doesn't seem to be there. Like, if we all get out, we all get our stuff.
Yeah.
Like you probably got stuff. I got stuff. Time to encounter is long enough where you've probably got some crap already. Let's just all take the elevator and get out. You probably can't hold anything more anyway by the time you're leaving.
Yeah, like the benefits to killing people are taking their stuff, which might or might not work out depending on what they've got. And the bigger one is the fear that they're going to kill you first, and that's about it.
Right. And like maybe they've got so there was one funny part, I think it was on the stream when we were playing, right? We're at the elevator and one player rolls up and it's like, whoa, wait up, hold up the elevator. He's like, wait, my friends are just coming, right? And that's when we're like, oh man. It's like, wait, we're cool. Let me just get my friends in there. And they sounded like, they were having a good time. Like, hey, what's up?
That one guy was running his mouth in the way that the psychopath in the movie runs his mouth, like in a jovial way right before he starts killing everybody.
Totally. And he's like, my friends are right here. They're cool. Let's go. But we got in the elevator and we left. We all went home.
I have not had the betrayal experience yet, but I've definitely seen people on my feed playing it who full on have had people say like, yeah, we're cool, let's work together, and then get shot in the back.
Yep.
Okay. See, this is why I think one other system, maybe it's not good or not, where you can, if you have interacted with people, I don't know how they would track this, but maybe somebody at the end of a match can give you some like stamp in a passport book or be like, this was a cool player. Like, and like you'd show that to people to be like, look, I've got like 15 stamps. People trust me. I'm a trustworthy player. Don't kill me. Would be kind of neat because you really don't know, right? Like you really have no idea.
But that to me is the tension, though,
yeah,
right?
It
like,
is the tension.
I understand what you're saying, and yes, I think that would probably go a long way. But like, I also kind of like the you don't fucking know. Like that to me is really what makes it interesting.
The unpredictable social dynamics of this game like are the game.
Yeah.
Although the combat is like the like weapon feel and the way the robots respond and stuff is like incredibly solid.
Yeah, a lot of flying, almost drone-like robots that have engines at their four corners, and when you hit them, they really go higgledy-piggledy.
Yeah, I think they talked about this back when they had that beta weekend a few months ago. That like I think they're modeling all the flight physically. So like when you shoot one of the rotors on a quad drone, it starts wobbling and spinning out of control in a way that is like physically believable.
Yeah, it has to correct itself,
like
which buys you a second.
Yes, when we were fighting that Rocketeer on that roof on that stream was like the moment for me because the Rocketeers are huge fuck off drones with giant rocket launchers on them that will
one shot you if you're not careful.
They can one shot you unless if you have like a lot of shields, you might survive the first rocket. And it's hard to dodge those rockets. They're fast. Yeah. And they have a laser sight that starts out as like a fan that you can see kind of like zero in on you as it's about to shoot, which is like, it's a nice visual indicator for like, okay, he's about to shoot. I can try to dodge. We got into it where we kind of like under duress agreed with that other squad, like, hey, do you want to fight this thing? Like
they were cool.
Like, yeah. And like having that thing like sight me in and watching that laser sight converge on me. And then having one of the people in that other squad who we had just formed an uneasy alliance with hit it in the rotor at the last possible second, right as it was about to shoot the rocket, and see it like get knocked off target and go kind of
saved your life, man.
Cockeyed, like, or, wobbly. Like classic, like crazy, chaotic multiplayer moment.
There are some things in it which aren't my speed, which, again, kind of like you were saying, Alex, just add to the tension probably. But, everybody is after the same loot, right? If a member of your party opens a chest, takes the loot out, takes the ammo out, you're not going to get it. It is not spawning loot. Somebody takes that Rocketeer down, if you don't get there in time to search it, then somebody else has searched it and got the loot out.
Like, I mean, to the point about whether you should kill players or not, I was on a map. I've upgraded my chicken once.
Oh, you found the collar?
Yeah, so I found a dog collar, and now I am trying to get a level 3 chicken, which requires lemons and apricots.
Okay.
You ever just think about like the things we have to save in our line of work?
Yeah. What is the chicken's name? Is it Stampy?
I don't remember.
Anyway.
Chicken.
The map I was on, like the fruit I need to upgrade the chicken to level 3 only spawns in like a quote unquote natural, all the loot is like natural or mechanical or industrial. And I was in the one natural spot on that map. I saw a dude and I was like, hey, are you cool? And he was like, yeah, I'm just looking for lemons and apricots, which is exactly what I was there for. So
maybe
like,
they got him already.
That's the thing. He may have taken, I never found a single one, so he may have gotten all of them. Like, arguably, if you want to be an asshole, you could roll up and try to kill that guy and take all of his lemons and apricots. But I did not.
How much also do you think works in terms of how they have under the hood kind of just map the controls to be like, you have one button push to talk to your party and one button push to talk openly? I feel like they've eased the path to allow you to just keep party chat open and only toggle talking out. Like it probably breaks immersion. Like, oh, people can't hear you until you toggle this thing, but it's a good mechanic for that type of engendering that kind of play.
It's like a smart way to let you opt into negotiating with people.
Yeah, and I think one of the things that the characters default say is like, "Don't shoot," because I've heard that a lot. It's just like, "Don't shoot."
I haven't tried any of the built-in like canned phrases that you can spit out.
Yeah,
like I guess those are probably fine. I have heard people using them, and they work just fine to tell me like, "Hey, they're not going to kill me" or whatever. But after one solo session of this game, I realized like, oh, I kind of need to have my microphone on all the time when I'm playing this, don't I? Like,
it's much funnier.
Even by myself, I need the option to talk to somebody if things get weird,
like,
or if like things get heated. Like, I might actually need to be able to verbalize something to somebody to stop them from killing me. I should probably have this mic on while I'm playing, even by myself.
I like it. Just not that It's a fantasy game. It's a bunch of scavengers running around. It's an apocalyptic thing, but it adds this sense of, especially when it's not just like a 12-year-old screaming into a microphone. I think it was on the stream where we ran into another pair of people, and we're like, "Hey, are you guys cool?" And it was like a guy and like a woman, and I assume a guy and a woman. It sounded like, and they were just like, "Yeah, we almost got killed. We're just trying to search."
We've already gotten killed like 3 times.
Yeah. We just want to be cool. Like, and in my head canon, I start going through this thing of like, oh, are these like friends that are just like wandering the wasteland trying to get some food together? And we're not here to fight, man. We just in this building.
Well, if they almost got killed 3 times, kind of sounds like they got out of those counters alive, and maybe they're not telling you the truth.
Interesting.
I think it sounded from the frazzled tone in their voice. I think they had been killed 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
I think that's the other. I think that's the other element here is this game seems to be hitting a scale of player base that's bringing in a lot of people who are maybe not thrilled about the idea of getting murdered constantly and like the way that extraction shooters work. Like it's
we could build a society,
right? Like this might be the mass market or as close to a mass market extraction game as there has been so far. So there's wider range of people who are less down for the more hardcore aspects of the genre.
So also the game looks gorgeous. There's just
Love
a lot
the art
of
style.
It really looks amazing.
A lot of awesome lighting in the game. A lot of like amazing sound work in the game. A lot of the robot cues are just creepy and like bleepy and bloopy in ways that it really adds to the atmosphere as you're walking around, like in the dark places with your flashlight on and beams of light are coming through and you hear like a whoop whoop.
There's a lot of really alien sound design. I mean, nobody seems to know where these robots came from. Like maybe they are aliens.
I don't know. There's
nobody in the game world seems to know or doesn't acknowledge it. But the sound design of the robots feels very aliens, like lowercase a.
Yeah,
like just very unsettling in a way that's hard to qualify.
So yeah, I've enjoyed it a lot. I mean, look, I don't think I'm 100% in love with it yet. There's definitely some stuff in it that is a little learning curve, right? Like the materials, the mats, like the grind, to figure out.
That might be the weakest part of the game. I'm not sure. I mean, it is a resource grind of all resource grinds. Like it's insane the number of materials you're picking up and like the different categories of it's literally just a resource grind. So you can better grind more resources more efficiently.
Yeah.
Like that's the whole point of the game.
So it'll be it's be
really
interesting to know what that mid game is like, right?
Yeah, it's the experience you have going out to get the materials that is the good part of the game.
So I assume at some point, like if we were to keep playing, Brad, it would be like, hey, we've got to bring better gear because we're taking down bigger robots now, right? Like
absolutely, yeah,
right. And then like that's kind of the loop, right? Now we're hunting out the bastions or whatever they are in the game to try to take down.
Like the biggest robots I've seen are kind of like car size.
Okay.
So far,
are those the bastions? The
leapers and bastions are the 2 like big walker types that I've seen.
Yeah.
So far, But like those old trailers had robots the size of buildings and stuff.
You think those are raids?
Yeah, I don't know what that's about. I don't know if those are even in the game yet, or if they ever will be, or if that just got dropped.
I don't
know.
Pretty strong start. Seems to be selling really well. Like a lot of people seem to be taken to it. So I wonder if it'll keep some legs underneath it. I mean, this is an extraction shooter coming out during, I don't want to say the nadir, but like a tough time for extraction shooters to be getting developed, right? Like I don't know if I feel like we passed the peak a little bit ago, but this seems to be doing really well.
Yeah,
well, there was kind of an artificial land grab going on because everybody worried that the extraction shooter would be the next PUBG, would be the next battle royale.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Basically, after the PUBG and then Fortnite explosion happened, everybody was, well, whatever. This is the World of Warcraft phenomenon. This goes back to the beginning of games, right?
Yeah.
Like after WoW got big, everybody was like, well, shit, we got to make an MMO. Like we got to be the next big MMO.
Yeah.
And then it happened with Battle Royale. And then people seemed to think it was going to happen with extraction shooters. And then it kind of hasn't.
I don't know. I still like them. Like, DMZ was like a lot of fun, right? Like
I do too, but I don't think like there hasn't been a World of Warcraft of extraction shooters.
Yeah,
probably not. No,
like
I would
at that scale.
Or there has not been a Fortnite of
Fortnite
extraction shooters.
Yeah,
like that has not happened.
hasn't stopped people from trying.
No.
And ironically, I don't know if this has anything to do with the release date of Arc Raiders, but Escape from Tarkov itself is coming to Steam in 2 weeks.
Oh, just in time to, what is it? Duckov? What's the
Escape from Duckov has been out for a bit. I downloaded that and have not fired it up. That's an extremely different kind. That's a single player overhead.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Like they are just trading on the name and vibe of Tarkov, but Duckov is just a single player.
Just a good name.
Yeah.
What is it? Marathon is also.
Yeah, Marathon is kind of obviously the classic corpo example.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Of somebody trying to get in on extraction shooters. We'll see how that goes. But I mean, like I said, Tarkov itself will be more freely available on Steam in the near future. By freely available, I mean you're gonna have to buy it on Steam.
Right.
Yeah.
To be clear, because that game, they've sold that game through their own store to date.
So yeah, Arc Raiders, fun. We'll see where things go. I think they have some strong bones there, right? Like they're, people seem to be, at least now in the early game, engaging with it in a way that I kind of enjoy, right? Like there's, like again, I haven't spent too much time with it. We played it on the stream. I played it a little bit later at night. But yeah, it seems cool. Beautiful game. Tech seems cool. I don't know all the ins and outs of all the tech they're using, their text-to-speech stuff and all that stuff that's going on. I know there's maybe some things that I have seen that are just that people aren't super happy with, but I don't know all the ins and outs with the way all that stuff works.
There's been some back and forth about generative speech in this game, but like I feel like the developers have not spelled out clearly enough exactly what they're doing to say for sure what's going on. Like they say they use a mix of real voice acting and also actors they paid to generate. It sounds like it's like in-game barks that they are generating.
That's what it seemed like when I tried to look it up. That I think they said they have the actors in the same room
for any other aspect of the game. Yeah. The quotes
I saw is that they hired some actors to do cinematic stuff in a room, and they had like their voice model to do, like you said, like barks.
Right. They were paid to have their voice generated using their vocal tone.
But this isn't bark, so they had the finals, which had similar stuff and caused similar concerns. So
it's kind of hard to know exactly what the scope of it is because they've been just vague enough about it,
and where it falls on the scale, right? Like more information, more clarity would be appreciated in some of that stuff. But aside from that tech, they also have that thing in there, which I don't know, I think could be cool. I didn't really see anybody using it where they do the voice shifting. Did you see the where you can choose?
I couldn't hear on the stream. My return feed was muted, so I didn't hear how Will sounded the other day using that. How did it sound?
It's weird. It's like,
does it work?
Yeah. I mean, it's got some of the, it's like a mix, right? Like at this point, we've all heard straight up generated voices, right? Like LLM. It didn't have that to it because obviously it's doing voice masking on the fly here. So I don't think it is actually I don't know. I don't know how it's working. So it had a little bit of that robotic quality to it of almost like pitch shifted and modulated. But he sounded like a different person. for the most part. But again, it had that like warble of like almost a live filter on a thing where it's like,
like we are concealing this person's identity when we bring them on to, do like dicey reporting.
Yeah, but like it's better than that.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. If he were using it and I didn't know, I wouldn't know until I was listening for it. Like I would just think it was a bad mic connection or something. And look, I think that they had some of that earlier tech, an Xbox 360, right? Where you could turn on voice filters to kind of mask your voice. Do you remember that?
Something about that?
Yeah.
I don't remember I don't think I ever really fucking used that though.
No, I think it was mostly put in as a feature for people who felt uncomfortable in a toxic community, right? To be like, hey, like I'm young or I'm female or like,
back when like, I'm not saying that has gone away entirely, but back when harassment was all but guaranteed.
Yes, where somebody would be like, or like my voice doesn't match how I feel. Like it's just like, what I want to express here. I think it was, but it kind of went away. So I don't know if that's the point here for it. They just might be throwing it in for immersion. But it is a weird thing to have in there. Not weird. Novel, because you don't see it much. Yeah.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
I did see somebody on my feed saying they had put on one of the female voice changing whatevers and gone out there and immediately got all kinds of like misogynistic abuse.
Yeah, like I said, that stuff's not over with.
Yeah,
just fucking way to be video game players. Good stuff.
Right. And then they got looted. and then they got betrayed and looted. The full cycle. So Arc Raiders out now. Long development cycle. So I should point out, or we all should point out. Mm-hmm. Those servers seem to launch and be stable. Like that is kind of a wild thing because I don't think it was that light a launch. It's certainly no like WoW or something like that. But it was pretty heavy. Granted, Battlefield launched and I think the servers are actually very stable there. So good on EA's launch for that. But
both that and Arc Raiders had pretty, from what I understand, extensive stress testing. So it seems like that bore fruit.
Yeah. Yes. Maybe we can get past the age of launch day queues.
Just got to invest.
I'd speak somewhat from secondhand experience of talking to people at Embark. Like they put a lot of fucking work into. I mean, this is like above my pay grade on the networking end of like server scaling and proxying and latency stuff. Like they put a tremendous, and a lot of it is open sourced also, I believe. But they do a lot of thinking and work on server streamlining stuff.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's easy and you just hit the load balance switch and it works, but doing something right there, and that's appreciated because I think we jumped in, and I want to say we never got kicked, right? And once we started the sessions,
I have not had any issues, and they've had pretty high concurrent player numbers.
And I'll just add. Cross save and cross play. The only thing I have seen that actually affected where I was going to purchase it is it seems like cross play on console is either you're playing with PC people or you're not, and there's no console ecosystem crossplay only. So if you're worried about playing on a controller versus people on a mouse, you're either locked to turning crossplay off, I believe, and just playing on your console group. But you can't play with other console players in a bigger pool, which maybe they'll add in controller detection for that stuff, or maybe not. Or maybe I think they added mouse support for the finals is what I read to basically be like, hey, okay, if you're on a console, you can play with a mouse and keyboard. I think I could be wrong there, but I believe that's the case. But anyway, cross save and cross play also very welcome things because my brothers will, if we play this, we'd be playing on the console, right? And I don't want to have to come into my office to play. I would probably just buy it again on the PlayStation 5 and use the chat there. That's it. Oh, hey, I'll just mention before we move on, just because we're talking about crossplay and we're done with Arc. I did see this, and I mentioned it on the Planorama, which will go up around the same time this is going up, but Satisfactory console coming out, if not out now, it's out very soon. No cross play, no cross save with the PC. it's just a heartbreaker for
You
me.
sound cross.
Yeah, I can kind of see it.
Oh,
I mean,
I definitely see
the way those factory designs can scale, and I can see on a fixed platform like the console, it's probably tough to account for worlds that work fine on a PC, maybe not running so great on a console.
They also go out of their way to say two things. One, when they did the announcement, they're like, look, a lot of people aren't going to be happy about what I'm about to say. And two, they're like, there is just a huge amount of modding happening on the PC, and they're like, we can't account for that on the console. You'll melt people's consoles. Or I think they specifically said console manufacturers do not want our game to run like shit on their console.
Yeah, that's fair. That's an understandable problem.
Yeah. And so if we allowed you to load in your dumb, stupid map with 1 billion giant nuclear power plants in it, you are going to make their game run like shit, and it's going to be a bad experience. So we'll see what happens. But man, I just wanted my kids to be able to play on my dedicated server that I have, my home server, and use our factory.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's going to happen now. I'm going to start a new factory. I'm not starting a new factory. Anyway, that's Satisfactory. I just caught that during the Planorama when I was looking it up. Not Arc Raid.
It's sad, but I get it.
Kind of get it.
Kind of get it.
Kind of get it. Anyway, what we were talking about was Arc Raiders out now. Pretty cool. We're going to take a quick break. We've got some other stuff to talk about, not the least of which is checking in on Death Stranding 2, which we will do at the end of our game segment. But I'm excited because, Brad, you hit some key moments. So if you have been following the Death Stranding 2 updates, you're not going to want to miss what happens next after this break. This week's show is brought to you by Mood. Brad Shoemaker, Alex Navarro. Mood, if you didn't know, was created in 2002. That's like 4 lifetimes ago. As an online source for 100% federally legal cannabis grown on small, pesticide-free American farms. That American herb. That Ameriweed. I made that up. That's my own copy. Alex, you've tried Mood. Can you give me a little bit about Mood? How does Mood affect your mood?
Mood has affected my mood just fine. They, as we said, they produce hemp-based weed products that ranges from straight-up flower to various kinds of gummies, edibles, seltzers, that kind of thing, that what got the THC in it, as well as CBD products as well. And as someone who is a weed man, let me tell you that their products deliver.
They've got a whole variety, like you just said, listed here. Their functional gummies are optimized to kick in as little as 15 minutes and take you to the mood you're looking for. That includes Mind Magic Gummies for deep work and creativity, PMS support to ease cramps and balance mood swings, or Sexual Euphoria Gummies to help you feel ready for action and turn every touch into a full body experience.
I didn't get those gummies in my first package. I should maybe go look into those.
Well, have I got an offer for you?
Okay.
Because, Alex, now you can get 20% off your first order at mood.com with promo code Nextlander. Now, that is your first order, Alex Navarro, but it is also 20% off. And everything ships discreetly right to your door. No dispensary lines, no awkward conversations, no having Vinny Carvella go full body experience to you as you buy your Sexual Euphoria gummies in front of me.
That's like half the appeal to me, honestly.
Well, you can just listen to that over and over. Just better days and nights delivered to your doorstep. So says Mood. You know what else they say?
What else do they say?
Every Mood product is backed by a 100-day satisfaction guarantee. And, like I said before, you can get 20% off your first order with code Nextlander. So head to mood.com, find the functional gummy that matches exactly what you're looking for, and let Mood help you discover your perfect mood. And, of course, don't forget to use the promo code Nextlander when you check out to save 20% off on that first order. Thank you, Mood. This week's show is brought to you by Factor. Alex Navarro, Brad Shoemaker, we all know Factor. We've used it before. We've gotten their meals. We know the story. I love food. Brad Shoemaker, I love food. Print it.
Heard that about you?
You've lived it.
I'm partial to it myself. Yes.
We have enjoyed food together for many years. You have watched me make bad food choices in the past. Well, Alex Factor is here to help me, personally, just me, maybe make some better food choices.
It's a tough road to hoe, getting you to make good food choices, but Factor might be the company to make it happen.
Factor has chef-prepared, dietitian-approved meals that make it easy to stay on track and enjoy something comforting and delicious, no matter how hectic this holiday fall season gets. Fall, one of my favorite seasons. They're right, also very hectic. What does Factor have? You can choose from a wide selection of weekly meals, including premium seafood choices like salmon and shrimp at no extra cost. They even have GLP-1 friendly meals and new Mediterranean diet options packed with protein and the good-for-you fats. And for the first time, you can try Asian-inspired meals with bold flavors influenced by China, Thailand, and more. And that's why 90% of customers say that Factor helped them live a healthier life. So, how can you get in on this? Well, I'm here to tell you. Thank goodness you were listening. You can eat smart at factormeals.com/Nextlander50 off. Use code Nextlander50 off to get 50% off your first box, plus free breakfast for 1 year. That's code Nextlander50 off at factormeals.com for 50% off your first box, plus free breakfast for 1 year. Get delicious, ready-to-eat meals delivered with Factor. Offer only valid for new Factor customers with code and qualifying auto-renewing subscription purchase. Thanks, Factor. And we are back. And I got a little news to dispatch to all of you.
Okay. Dispatch away.
It's about dispatch.
Good work.
Thank you. Thank you.
I don't get it.
Well, okay, so there's this game Dispatch.
Right.
And you could also use dispatch to like say like I'm going to convey or kind of like bring to you something, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was trying to say like I'm going to dispatch this news about this game Dispatch. I was trying to use the word twice. You see what?
Yeah, no, I see what you did there.
Should I run it again?
No, it's very funny.
Yeah, I mean I thought so.
Yeah. I think it's very funny what you did there.
Do you think it'll play when we do it on live?
Nah, I'd cut it.
Just cut it. All right.
Just cut this whole bit.
All right. You guys ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. I mean, give me the real bit now.
All right. And we are back, and I have played a decent amount of Dispatch.
Well, that's less funny than the last one you did.
What? I don't know what you're talking about. Dispatch is a game where I played the demo of it, and the demo. Okay, Dispatch is a game that is from, I believe it's from the Tales of the Borderlands, and maybe even
from the writers and directors.
Dead.
From the writers and directors of Tales of the Borderlands, from the Borderlands, and The Wolf Among Us.
Oh, Wolf Among Us. Sorry,
yeah,
that's
so
what
it is full on. Like, hey, we're the Telltale people that made the best Telltale games.
So I mentioned that to say that you might get an idea for what type of game this is if you don't know. It is a narrative adventure game where the gameplay almost feels secondary to the surrounding narrative stuff that is happening. It's got a lot of great voice acting talent in it. I think Critical Role is a part of this. I mean, their logo shows up in the logo splash, so I'm not sure how deep Matt Mercer is on this one.
Really burying the lead. They've got Jeffrey Wright in this game.
Jeffrey Wright is in this game.
Aaron Paul.
Can I ask a question? Yeah. Because as someone, I only lightly know about Critical Role, mostly just being adjacent to people who are into D&D and stuff, but is he just running like a voice acting cartel now?
Yes.
Okay. I'm not saying that in like a negative way. It just seems like he now has this cadre of performers that he can now apply in various other places that he would like.
Well, I mean, they're all free agents, though.
Yes,
right?
they are.
Like,
I'm just saying it seems like some of those people come along with him.
I assume he doesn't have any control over what they do outside of Critical Role. I assume.
Jokey, but
what I think what you're saying is like, does he now, when Matt Mercer gets attached to a project, do you expect that
is the posse
cavalcade to come with him?
Yes,
right. Yes, exactly. He has many connections, and from what I understand, is maybe doing good work out there. Like I don't really know that much about Matt
this
Mercer.
Is not a complaint in any way, shape, or form. I'm just noticing a trend. That's all.
Yeah, right, exactly. When Critical Role or Matt Mercer gets involved with something, you start to get a sense of what might be in it.
Yeah,
or what kind of project it might be, and that is a project that is heavy on the story, and that's the case with Dispatch here. The episodic, if you did not know, game where the episodes are coming out, I think, on a cadence of like every week or every
weekly.
Yeah,
I'm looking at their roadmap. It's 2 episodes a week, 8 episodes total. So at the time of this recording, next week is the final 2 episodes. So it's not like this is extremely not a situation of like, oh, it's going to be 6 months until episode 4. Hey, does anybody know where episode 4 is? Wait, it's been 12 months now. What's going on? Like,
yeah,
they clearly just had this whole thing done before it came out.
So we got the story here is Mecha Man. It's a superhero world, right? This is some well-worn territory in 2025, but it is a world where superheroes are commonplace. Mecha Man is the character played by Aaron Paul, who is
Capcom. You are well within your rights to sue.
Yeah, right. He plays Robert Robertson, the 3rd generation Mecha Man. He loses his suit, and he winds up working for a superhero dispatch unit agency where you basically coordinate which superhero should respond to what kind of emergency or a crime. The program that you are working specifically in is the Phoenix program within the agency, which takes a bunch of criminals who are trying to turn the page and be a second life as a superhero. And so you got a bunch of hooligans. You get your Suicide Squad, right? That you are trying to assign out there. So I played the 3rd up till the end of the 3rd episode. That probably took me about 2.5 hours or so. It's dense with a lot of narrative storytelling. Gameplay wise, the dispatching is interesting. You know, like you have each character you can dispatch has what is that like? It's not a histogram. What is that like? Pentagonal chart where like the dots will go to the corners of the filled in.
Yeah, it's like Death Stranding uses that for like the boots.
Yeah, do you know what that is? That a certain name for that kind of chart?
I don't know if there's like a formal name for that.
Okay, you get that for each character. It's like intellect, brawn, endurance, speed, maybe charisma. I forget what it is exactly. And then each character has that subset, and then you assign them to take part in a mission. When you finish the mission, it'll kind of overlay what the needs were versus what the characters you assigned to it were, and kind of map out the percentage of overlap there on it to see how well you did.
I believe that is known as a radar chart.
Okay.
Or
so you got
possibly a spider chart.
Okay.
Maybe some relation to Euler diagrams.
Okay.
Let's stop there.
Okay.
So they match up your Euler diagrams, and for lack of a better term, and you see you can sometimes assign multiple heroes and overlap even more, etc., etc. Certain things will pop up where if a character you have, say, can turn invisible, once in a while in a mission there'll be an extra event where if you assign the invisible character, you will get an option, almost like a Paragon thing in Mass Effect, where it's like, oh, since you have this invisible character, one of your options might be like turn invisible and just hide, right? And it would be locked out if that character weren't on a mission. But this is all happening in a map overlay screen. You're not seeing this action. You're seeing icons move through a map, go like bleep, and then move back.
Right.
Yeah. Does any of this manifest in the cutscenes? Like, did they write things in such a way that like multiple different characters could be present and you get one version or the other based on who's there?
A little tough to tell. So I've only played this once, and it does have the things that are like, hey, 60% of the people chose not to eat the Twinkies, or 80% of the people chose to assign the bat guy to this thing or not. How different things would be is interesting. I don't know. I mean, it's all, I assume, in-engine cutscenes is what it looks in-engine. So there was a scene where somebody punched me in the face, one of my coworkers, and I decided to tell my manager that they punched me in the face. and it had this whole dialogue and back and forth and scene and people storming around. Would that have always come to the same conclusion no matter what I picked? I don't know. It's hard to tell so far because I haven't replayed much of it. We'll see. I think it's fantastic. I'm actually really, really enjoying it. I get the kind of gameplay light on that side. I don't hate it by any means. It's just not, it's if it were just that in the game, I don't think it would have much interest for me.
Yeah, that makes sense. I kind of wish it was the opposite ratio, though. I kind of wish like the strategy stuff was more developed and the cutscene stuff was more
background,
tighter, or
I mean, it's very, yeah.
I kind of burned out on Telltale games, and it was like, if it was like a touch of Telltale in here in like an interesting strategy dispatch superhero management sim thing, that would be fun. But
maybe it gets more later on. There's a lot of setup here, but for me, just watching so they actually have an option where you can be a little bit more participatory in some of the cutscenes by doing QuickTime events, or you can just turn it off. They'll do a thing where if there's a fight, it'll slow down as somebody's putting their arm back where you want to do a QuickTime event, and then it'll go, or you can just turn it off and just watch the scene. I actually wound up turning it off after a while. So I was like, I'm really just enjoying watching this show. I just like this. I like this show Dispatch. I like the characters that are in it. And then when it's time to go on a mission, okay, but just play me more of the show. I want to just watch what is happening here. And I think that for me is really my money's worth for this game so far. Or I should say for me, it is really Nextlander's money worth
there you go.
This game. It's $30. I don't think it's going to be a super long game. I'm not sure what the replayability is, but it is of a caliber that I have not had. The Walking Dead was a very special thing at the time. The original Telltale one. I did not play Wolf Among Us, but I heard very good things.
But it was pretty solid.
Yeah, I really like this. I think I maybe missed this. I like Tales from the Borderland. I thought that was a lot of fun. That had a little more gameplay going on, I think, than maybe this did. Again, this strategy layer isn't of no consequence, but
it's not totally perfunctory, but it is sort of just the thing that kind of you do to interact with it when you're not interacting with story.
Yeah, that's right. And there's quips and there's fun voice acting, and the villains are all talking to each other, and or the Phoenix team. But it's really held together by the strength of its animation and the performances, and they are killing it. I'm trying to think who else is in it. We said Aaron Paul.
Mentioned Jeffrey Wright.
We said Jeffrey Wright. I want to say Laura Bailey is in there.
Yeah. It's a lot of it's like some familiar video game voice actors, Critical Role people, a couple of influencers.
Yeah, it's good. It's
good.
It's solid and funny. I find it funny in that kind of like funny superhero, more mature superhero way of like, oh, what if we can goof on the superheroes, So yeah, Dispatch. I think if you are, if you know what that game is and you're interested, I'm here to say it probably will meet your expectations. If you know what it is and take it on its terms. That's Dispatch. That's available on the PC and PS5. I was playing on the PC. $30 episodic, but if you buy it in like a week or two, all the episodes will be out. They also have like a version that's a little bit more. I think it's $10 more. You can get a comic book and see some art. And for a game like this, that actually makes kind of sense.
Physical or like a PDF?
PDF, I believe. I think there are like 4 or 5 issues of the characters in the world in some comics. But usually I don't go in for art books for special edition stuff, but this actually makes a lot of sense because the art is kind of radical. Let's continue moving along here with not too much to say, but I did jump into a bit of Silent Hill F.
Yeah,
first couple hours.
Yeah. So, Brad, I'm here to tell you the vibes in that game are very good. I'm not sure how familiar you are with what's been going on with Silent Hill. I mean, I know you've played them. Are you like a Silent Hill fan?
No, I really have not played them.
Oh, really? At all?
I think I touched Silent Hill 2 briefly when it was new.
I think you played the
the
DS
PlayStation?
one or the
Shattered Memories for the Wii is the one that I reviewed at Giant Bomb and really liked, but that's like not even, I don't even know if that's a Silent Hill game.
So
that was a, oh my God, why am I blanking on the Half Mermaid guy's name?
Barlow.
Sam Barlow, yes, that was a Sam Barlow. That was like a proto Half Mermaid Sam Barlow narrative game, not a traditional survival horror game, really.
Gotcha.
But this had interesting word of mouth. And also having watched Best Wishes to All during my horror run over October, that's a Japanese horror movie set in a sort of rural setting, which I gather is somewhat similar to the setting of this. So I was like kind of in the mood for it.
So I'm not a tremendous Silent Hill aficionado. I did play that remake recently. I've touched probably most of them or some of them. My memories of them are all foggy, let's say.
Yeah, I see what you did there.
But the vibes in here are good. It's good. The good Japanese. Would you, Alex? It's like kind of like a small town, right? Like it's not necessarily purely rural, but it's like it takes place in the 60s.
Yeah, it takes place in the 60s. It also has
like a farming community.
Yeah, it kind of feels like a little bit more of like a, I don't know, like I'm trying to think of like a direct comparison. Like parts of that town feel like the Shenmue town, but without like the big, port industry aspect of it.
Right.
It is rural, but it does feel like there's a decent number of people live there, but of course they all disappear as soon as things go haywire.
Yeah. It's like, I don't know much about Japanese history in those towns, but it feels like a town in transition.
It's like a Persona 4 town, you know?
Yeah. And so, in the time we spent, you spend some time running around. You play as a young lady, high school age, with her friends, basically, as everything starts to be Silent Hilled. The fog comes in. Pretty gross stuff kind of happens right out of the gate in the way it kind of infects people.
It really doesn't take long.
Doesn't take long. Pretty soon you're holding a pipe and smashing maquettes or mannequin style things. It's doing a pretty good job with the visual horror. The combat I haven't really clicked with yet. I haven't loved the combat necessarily beat for beat, blow by blow. I might not just be locked in on it yet, but it's one of those games where you're even questioning whether you should be engaged in combat or not, right? It's not like you're dropping materials, you're not getting XP for bad guys. Really, you're either running past them and then being like, shit, now I got 4 guys behind me, I fucked up, I hit a dead end.
Right.
Or you're trying to be better at the combat and make your way through. There's like a parry system, there's a hit them when they flash red system, there's a charge kind of focus system. There are systems in there for the combat. There's also
all melee.
It's mostly melee so far. I do not know if I will ever get a projectile weapon.
I was going to say guns don't really make sense in the setting. Whatever, unless you're well, I don't know that in 60s Japan. I don't know Japan.
Yeah, like a stash of old World War II
yeah,
weapons.
You could contrive all kinds of excuses in a setting like this for there to be guns all over the place.
But it doesn't, you're right though. It really would feel out of place from what I've played so far. I found like a scythe was the other weapon I found, a single-handed scythe. Trying to think what else in the game. There is this whole other system which I have not truly figured out yet, where you can find these items and then basically turn them into faith. Like you sell them at save points for faith. So maybe the weirdest thing about the game, which I'm taking on faith. What I was told before I started playing was there's 2 difficulties out of the gate when you start the game: story mode and hard mode. Story mode says basically, I believe the text is the way it was meant to be played. Hard mode is for those familiar with action horror games. I was told to not, it was recommended to me. I shouldn't say it's told is too strong. Recommended to not go on hard mode. It is misleadingly punishing, and to play it on story mode. So there are some mechanics which are not going to present themselves, and the faith interacting with the faith stuff maybe is not as crucial in this mode that I'm playing on. They also have a puzzle difficulty, which is independent of the combat difficulty, and I'm just doing that on normal. So anyway, just so people know, that's where I'm at with the game. The faith thing is for restoring sanity and other upgrades and things like that. So as far as I can tell, again, I'm only 2.5 hours in or so, but I liked the vibes in it. I liked what they're doing in terms of the presentation, the scenes, the disturbing scenes, I think are fun and good in it and chilling a bit. So I'm curious to see. And I like the main character. I think she's
that boyfriend,
tough.
man. That boyfriend is a real fucking dip, though.
Yeah, partner. Well, so
ex-boyfriend, I think.
It's hard to tell. If not completely ex, maybe on the way out. But yeah, it seems cool. We played on mostly. So when we do streams, sometimes depending on the game, it's I think easier for people if you play with the English VO if they're not paying close attention to the game and we're not reading all the stuff out. I would probably play this game on my own with the Japanese VO. I've played a lot, maybe a weighted amount of Japanese VO games this year. But I would probably do it again on this one. But the English VO seemed fine, especially for the main character. Some of the side characters seemed a little clunky in the English VO, but the main character seemed fine. That's Silent Hill F. I'm going to probably play that some more if you want to tune in for that. We'll play that more next week.
Yeah, hopefully we'll... I get the sense that A, it's kind of short, and B, it's sort of made to be played multiple times, which I always enjoy games like that.
That's the sense I got too, or
Although I'm not
what
quite
people
clear.
said to me.
Not 100% sure how that manifests, but like games where you play them multiple times and build on the mechanics and maybe your understanding of the story each time through are always cool to me. But also the idea of something sort of bite-sized after I'm done with Death Stranding seems appealing.
Hell yeah.
Having just passed the 100-hour mark on that game.
You ain't kidding, brother. I'd like play some Dispatch. It's a couple of hours in. All right. Let's move on here. We did Silent Hill. We talked about Dispatch, Arc Raiders. Let's check in before we get into the Death Stranding. We got two things here. Let's start. Any more Mortal Kombating?
Yeah, I finished the full documentary aspect of that game. I've gone back and played some more of the different ports and arcade versions and stuff. I think my general feeling on the documentary is starts extremely strong. Kind of feels like they walked into it expecting a juicier story than they ended up getting with the end stuff.
Yeah, it's a really, I mean, it kind of makes sense because you're talking about the inception, right, of Mortal Kombat.
Right. And that's where the most material is, absolutely.
But so you got up to the Mortal Kombat 4 part, and doesn't it feel like the developers are all like, yeah, man, we were really trying some stuff, and all like the fan stuff is like, I don't know about that one. Except for the one guy who really loves Mortal Kombat 4.
Yeah, there's one guy who is extremely a homer for MK4, and I totally respect that. I don't love that game, but I don't hate it either.
Yeah.
I think the thing I was like a little bit disappointed with the end stuff, I think the MK2 and MK3 stuff is mostly fine. Like, they get at some good details. So there's like a couple of things I wish they had touched on, like whose decision was it to have 18 rib cages explode out of you in fatalities in MK3. But that's like minor stuff. The problem is they went in and they included stuff like special forces and mythologies. And they actually do a decent job, I think, of framing what mythologies was, why some weirdos like it, and why others did not. And then they completely glide over special forces. Like, it's not even a conversation they want to have. And I think that's kind of a bummer if you're actually going to put that game in there.
They couldn't find their Jeff Gerstmann to talk about special forces.
You don't have to defend everything in that collection. You can say this was a misfire, and that's okay.
Who made MK Special Forces?
Midway.
Do we know? No, I know, but like, which individuals worked on that game? Like, was that Boone and Company, or?
I think he was at least producing it. I don't think it was necessarily the same team as the like MK arcade games, but
let's see. I don't think. Okay, Dan Forden did the music for it, but Tobias left. I'm just looking at Wikipedia. Tobias left.
Like, whose vision was this?
Yeah,
I mean, Michael Gottlieb is the producer.
Okay, here's a flat out quote from Ed Boon. I didn't work on Special Forces.
Yeah.
The game and project were riddled with all kinds of problems. I could write a book on that. But I mean,
well, you could write a book on that, but you didn't, and you didn't even really mention it much in the documentary.
But again, none of the names I'm seeing in the credits for this game are people that are featured earlier in that documentary, so they maybe just didn't have those people around to talk to.
I would be totally fine with a simple overview or just broad spectrum discussion from someone like Ed Boon, who like was at least there when they were doing it and certainly was aware of the project. I don't have to have the people who worked on it. I mean, Forden was there, so Forden could have talked about it.
He clearly, I could write a book on that. Like Ed Boon clearly has his opinions about how Special Forces development went.
Yeah.
Maybe they don't want to throw people under the bus who are not there to defend themselves. I don't know.
Well, they did that, though, with that one guy who programmed that one Super Nintendo port of MK1, remember? He wasn't there to defend himself, and they sure did throw him under the bus.
Yeah.
They didn't name him, at least.
No.
But I have not gotten back to the documentary on that yet. My time with that game has been trying to get online with it.
Not great.
To extremely limited success, unfortunately.
Boy.
I have found exactly one opponent in MK2 Arcade since this game came out.
And I haven't done any of the online stuff. Frankly, I haven't done too much of the even the games in it. I tried some of them, mostly the Super Nintendo one, because that's where I spent a lot of my childhood. And there have been lots and lots of complaints about, input lag and those sorts of things. But in terms of the matchmaking, do they do a general lobby for
not yet.
No, it is pure. Okay. It is per game.
Okay.
The review guide mentioned, and we talked about it last week, there's that more elaborate like lobby and spectator mode coming after launch. Right now it's just quick match per game, and that didn't have enough detail in it to specify this, but I would love if there was some kind of funnel for multiple games.
Yeah.
Where
or
it could just be
or
like,
something.
Yeah, where it could just be like, hey, like match me against somebody in any game at all, please, or any version of MK2 or something like that, because right now you just have to drill down. I'm only looking for arcade MK2 because that's all I care about. But I've tried on PC and PS5, and so far I found exactly one person to play against.
And how was that match in terms of?
It was a little rough.
Okay.
There was definitely like very noticeable lag, but like online lag, like not input latency, not emulation input latency, but very clear like network lag.
Okay.
Yeah,
like,
like playing.
I don't know. I am not deep enough to would even recognize what is latency and what is original code at this point.
Yeah, well, I mean, the input latency we're talking about is in terms of like single digit numbers of frames. Like it's very, noticeable for people who are like very competitive.
Yeah. Well, especially for a fighting game. It is noticeable for something like a fighting game. Though, again, the problem I've had playing these games is that I can't tell the difference between my own rusted over skills and whether there is actual input like delay in what I'm trying to do.
Well, the point I was trying to make is the network lag I'm talking about would be extremely obvious to anybody.
Like that rolling back
chunk.
Yes, It was not. I didn't see any rollbacks or anything, but it's definitely a situation of like hitting buttons and not having things happen for a perceptible amount of time.
Okay.
Like it was still playable, but it was definitely, you could feel it in that one. And that might have been the one person's connection was bad. Cause again, I've only got a single opponent to talk about here. And the audio was also super choppy online, but they just put out a patch yesterday or the day before. And that was listed in the patch notes as fixing the audio in online matches. So I think that's handled, hopefully.
I think, I'm going to take people's word for it because they know I think it's prolific enough to be like, I think this is an issue.
I trust that it's there. I think the input lag is there because enough people who I know are crazy about this stuff have said it's definitely there.
Yeah, but I don't think anybody's going to take this to Evo and like do serious matches with this version necessarily.
No. But I was wondering, you saying that, Brad, if I wonder if there are some people who are getting in and maybe conflating online lag with the input latency, like being like, I'm hitting a button.
I mean, it could be both,
happening.
It could be there's already input latency there, and then when you add the online aspect of it, it just makes it much more of a challenge.
I may debase myself at some point and go on social media and post like, hey, I'm going to be searching MK2 for the next 2 hours if anybody wants to come fight, because I want to play it online that badly.
Yeah.
I have been sitting on an MK2 fight, or not MK2, but a Mortal Kombat style fight stick for 15 years.
Waiting for your time.
Waiting for this exact situation.
Is it just a PC USB?
It's an Xbox 360 one, so I don't think it would work on the PS5. I have this game on PS5 and PC. I don't think this would work on PS5. Maybe with an adapter it would.
You probably have to get a new PCB. I ran into the same exact thing.
There have been adapters.
Yeah.
In fact, there have been some crazy situations where like the console version of Skullgirls literally has drivers built into it for other platforms, fight sticks. Like
That's cool.
Our friend Cowboy from Naughty Dog, I believe, assisted with that effort. But there have been like USB dongles on the market that would make
Well, yeah, if you want that lag, man.
Like fighting sticks for different platforms work on. Anyway, long story short, I could just use that thing on the PC because it's a 360 fight stick, but it is the 5-button configuration, and it has a run button if I ever care to play MK3. But I only bring that up to say I have like really waited for this moment.
This is your time.
Like this giant ass fight stick has just been sitting in the closet since MK9 came out, waiting for an opportunity to play MK2 against people. And I need that to happen.
Who's your main?
I mean, if it was back in the day, it was Shang Tsung. Like I said last week, if you know every move and fatality in the game, you just play him so you can style on people with whatever you want. Or the ultimate move is like do the Sub-Zero morph and do the freeze. Sub-Zero has stop me anytime you want.
No, I will not.
Go ahead.
Sub-Zero has a 2-part fatality in that game. It's you do 4 down high kick to like freeze them, and then you have that's a medium distance, and then you go over into the close to do the actual like smash.
Yeah,
like you freeze them and then you go over and smash them into pieces. You can do that ice thing to like extend the fatality timer. So the ultimate thing is be Sub-Zero at the end of the match, do the ice thing a bunch of times to extend the timer out until you turn back into Shang Tsung, then morph into somebody else and then go over and do a different fatality.
Oh, that's stunts. That's
while they're frozen. That was until the Kentaro morph came along that required you to hold, I think it was low punch for 30 straight seconds, meaning you had to be holding low punch for the entire duration of the final round, and potentially more to do that fatality. But those were ways to like kind of show off.
My son's been playing a decent amount, and so I joined him for a couple of matches. And again, I don't know that much about MK2, 3, a little about 1. For like babalities and friendships, when it's like you can't use block, does that mean even so you can't use special moves that use block?
Yep, can't touch the button.
But that like some characters just can't do their special moves.
Yeah, that's how bad do you want it, man?
Oh my gosh! Well, some characters can. Boy, you mentioned
those are just more bragging rights, though. If you do the move with somebody where you were severely compromised by not being able to use their specials,
so you can't do like Sub-Zero slide.
Nope.
Okay. Nope. Also, we were playing. It must have been 3. I think it was 3. And we were going through, and I was like, "Okay, we got this. And he was like, "I can't beat this. I can't beat Motaro." And I was like, "Okay." And
you're not alone on that one.
I was just able to uppercut him, right? It was like on easy and just uppercut him. But then, what's his face? The next guy. Shao Kahn. It's just ridiculous. The dude's just shoulder charging you into oblivion.
Dude, he's a final boss in an arcade fighting game. What do you expect?
Not even just arcade fighting games. Like Mortal Kombat in particular is notorious for having maybe the cheapest AI in the history of video games.
Cheating
like
ass AI. Always had it.
Like Ed Boon is a savage motherfucker. He just you can go find YouTube videos breaking down how like it does things that players cannot do.
Right.
Like it interrupts moves that in ways that players effectively can't do. Like it's fucked up.
Or like fires them off in like rapid succession in ways that are just like at some point we just gave up. I don't know if there was I was just looking for the exploit. I was like, okay, look, he jumps in sometimes we just uppercut him and block the rest of these. He just takes off a quarter of your health with that damn shoulder charge.
So like the way to like I could like single credit beat MK2 every time by the time I was done with that game in arcades, but like the way to do that is just to sync to the game's level and just cheese it as much as it cheeses you.
Oh yeah.
Like that's the only way.
Well, he wanted to beat it as Scorpion, and I was like, I was able to beat it as Sub-Zero, but like with Scorpion, he was wrecking me. I will say the other thing that I ran into was when we were playing together, we had fatality timers off because we're just here to have fun and blow up people. But that just bugged out at some point, and we couldn't get it to turn back on. We had to like restart the game to get the fatality timers to sticks. It's something like
hopefully they keep working on this and get it cleaned up.
I still think the documentary stuff a lot of fun.
Yeah, especially that first half. Like I think that the level of detail they have in the early parts of that story are exactly what I was looking for, and I just wish there was just a little bit more juice and meat to the stuff at the end.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to watching the rest of that stuff. I just like that'll just be there. I kind of had to put it on the back burner because a lot of stuff happened all at once. As far as like Arc Raiders came out, and then the fucking next day, the Simpsons Fortnite season started.
Tell me about the Simpsons Fortnite season.
And I'm locked in on finishing Death Stranding. It's just hard to... I will watch the MK stuff soon, though.
I went and downloaded my 39 gig update for Fortnite for later this week.
Okay, since that Star Wars season ended in June, I have been asking myself, like, what's the next property they're going to put in here that's going to be enough to get me all the way back in? And apparently it's The Simpsons.
Apparently.
I actually had not made that decision until this morning.
Okay.
When I got past the point of like trying to figure out what was new on the map, and then started just eyeballing the dailies and weeklies and story quests, and started like min-maxing my XP gain.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, well, fuck, now I'm back in. I wasn't sure. I genuinely was not sure. Like, for one thing, I miss the Star Wars guns a lot. Like, it's just back to regular ass, kind of slightly boring, generic Fortnite guns now, and that's definitely a bit of a bummer. But like, this thing seems pretty. I don't have the authority to say this is a great Fortnite season by any means, but they have really gone for it here.
Well, how so?
Like, the whole map is Simpsons. Like, the whole map is Springfield in a way that, and again, I only have a single point of comparison, which was this year's Star Wars season. So any diehard Fortnite fans, feel free to correct me, but that Star Wars map had like 3 major Star Wars locations on it, and the rest of it was just kind of Fortnite, you know?
I'll take your word on it. I mean, we played it. I remember it being some Fortnite maps.
Right. Like there was still plenty of just generic Fortnite map in there with like, oh, here's Darth Vader's castle and here's the Resistance base, but otherwise like.
But this is Springfield.
Yeah, you can go sit on the fucking Simpsons couch in their house.
But every inch of the map is the thing. Like A, every location is a Simpsons location in this, and B, it's all like cell shaded looking in a way that makes the whole map look like the show. I mean, you know, it's 3D. It's cell shaded. It doesn't look exactly like the animated show, but it's pretty fucking close.
Are the vehicles like the Simpson cars?
Not that I've seen. I haven't seen a ton of vehicles. I haven't played that many matches, and I'm already level 6, which was another reason that I'm like, fuck.
On the battle pass.
I'm already one level. Yes, I'm already one level away from getting Marge.
Are they all on the battle pass?
I guess I'm just going to do this. No, it's kind of interesting because, like we've talked about, you know, there's specific Fortnite bounding boxes for characters. You know, the characters kind of all have to fit into a common shape.
Yeah.
So like Bart and Lisa don't fit that because they're children. So there just is no playable Lisa.
Interesting.
And they're only selling Bart. He's not on the battle pass at all, and they're selling Bart in like a robot suit.
Oh, so he can fit the hitbox.
Just to fit a like kind of standard adult human being shape.
Yeah.
But even that doesn't really quite feel like you're just getting pure strain Bart.
I'm going to say this right now, and this is maybe a slightly controversial stance in the times we live in and all of that, and I realize what I'm incurring here, but I don't think it's that weird to give Bart Simpson a gun.
You don't think
That's
it's
fine.
weird?
No, I
That's
don't.
fine.
Lisa?
No.
Yes. Maggie? Off limits. Bart? Bart has fired like automatic weapons on the show.
I assure you, Fortnite don't give a fuck about giving anybody a gun.
Yeah.
It's purely a size thing. Because, like, so all the characters that made it onto the battle pass are Marge, Witch Marge.
Yeah.
From like Treehouse, what is that, 8 or something?
Mm-hmm.
Where she's a witch. I forget what it is.
That is Treehouse 8, I believe.
It's kind of weird and like sort of a bummer. Like, there's Flanders.
It's stupid sexy
like
Flanders, isn't it?
Sexy Flanders, which is like the kind of skiing, right? Or
yes, his extremely form-fitting skiing suit.
Yes, like that stuff is in there. Homer is the Emperor Palpatine of this battle pass. He's the level 50 final unlock.
Of course.
Okay. Who's the Darth Vader? Who's on the map?
Oh, well, I haven't. There are people out there. I think
Harry
Flanders
Shearer.
is out there.
He just talks to you.
I think Flanders is out there that you can hire. There are characters out there you can hire.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off on the battle.
No, that's fine. This is specifically about the unlocks, though.
Yeah.
But like they had to get a little weird with it. Like Blinky the fish, they turned into like an adult human shaped character. Is one of the skins. It's basically like Blinky with limbs and arms in a suit.
Oh, that ain't right.
A big one. Large.
Yes, like a full adult size. Like
that's the fish with 3 eyes?
Yeah, that's one of the battle pass.
That's going to awaken something inside of somebody. I just know it.
It's just kind of a weird pull, though, when there are so fucking many Simpsons characters that you could put in there for them to contrive something from a fish from the first episode of the entire show in one of the 5 slots you have available for skins on the battle pass.
You know what? It's a deep cut, but you know what, though? Like, granted, my time in game development was fairly short, but one thing I learned in that time, especially when you were doing licensed content, is that when you have a team that suddenly has the keys to the kingdom, so to speak, they will inevitably pick something completely off the wall that just means something particular to, like, a lead on the team or whatever. Like when we did the Rock Band 2 soundtrack, and for some reason Dan Teasdale was like, no, yeah, Squeeze's Cool for Cats needs to be on this disc soundtrack. People are going to love that. And it wasn't because people were going to love it. It was because he wanted it for him, and he wanted to put it on there.
Yeah.
Someone loves that fish.
And yeah, sure. I mean, the fish I get. Like, I was there in 1990 or whenever that premiered. Like, I get it. It's more like contriving a whole character around the fish.
Right. It is a bit of a stretch.
It's something they made up themselves, which is a little weird. Unless there was a full-on adult Blinky in some episode. I have not watched Simpsons in 25 years.
Yeah, that there is a chance. They've had to fill a lot of material in the ensuing years.
Basically they do a thing mid-season where there's kind of like a bonus battle pass, and you don't know what's on that until I think at the time of recording, like another week or more. So there will be more skins unlocking at some point. I did see there is a devil suit Homer in there, which I don't remember that from any episode. It's just Homer in like a very generic, silly.
Oh, I know what that's from.
Costume.
I think I know what that's from. Hang on.
I'm sure it's from an episode or something.
It is. I think it's from the episode where Marge goes to prison and he shows up to visit her, and it's the only clean clothes he has left is this devil Halloween costume, if I remember correctly.
That's kind of funny then, I guess. But seeing that in there really made me wish for Devil Flanders. Like, I would give anything.
Yes, like I would hooved Flanders.
I would pay anything for Devil Flanders as a skin in this if they had put it in, but I don't think that's going to be in.
Even I've seen that one.
Oh, wait. There's another place where that Devil Homer could be. There's the one where he's dancing over the grave of Good Homer. He's waiting for the Good Homer to appear on his shoulder, and it's just Devil Homer going, I am evil Homer. I am evil Homer over the grave of Good Homer.
Oh, The Simpsons.
He's worn a devil suit at least 2 times that I can find.
Okay, yes, I just looked up Evil Homer. That is the suit.
Yep.
That's in the game. So that's a pretty good one.
So you're running around Springfield as you're breaking. Can you break the Simpsons home? Can you destroy the walls?
Why wouldn't
you? Yep.
And were you able to sit on the couch?
I haven't bothered. One time I went to the house, there were 8 other people there, so I shot some people and then died.
Is it a hot spot? Is it a...
kind of. I haven't been back because I've been going around doing quests.
Where's the good
locations? Oh, it's everywhere. It's random.
I'm going to tell you right now, the first piece of media I saw from the Simpsons thing, the literal first screenshot I saw come out of it once it launched, was a shot someone took of their team, which consisted of Homer Simpson, Buff Peter Griffin, Hank Hill, and Bob Belcher all sitting on the Simpsons couch together.
Oh yeah, it's good stuff.
Is it?
I think so.
I don't think that's a bad thing. Look, as much as I decry video game McDonald's and the Fortnite-ness of everything, I don't think this is a bad application of any of what they're doing.
I think you'll get a kick out of it.
Yeah.
We're going to stream it on Friday. Like each match starts as like a Simpsons episode. You'll see what I mean with the little art treatment they give flying through the logo.
I can imagine it.
With the Danny Elfman stinger, and like Otto is driving the bus from the school bus.
They've gone all the way, you're saying.
They've gone all the way.
I did see one very funny thing, and this is not unique to Fortnite, but they specifically list the version of the Simpsons theme that appears in it as the non-union musicians version.
I saw that in the, oh my God, it's in the product name for the thing you're buying. It's like the Simpsons theme non-union recording or whatever.
So that recording, I believe, is the one that has appeared in like every Simpsons video game over the years.
Interesting.
Like nobody wants to pay the whatever extra money it is for the other version of the song.
It's just like the Simpsons theme, Taylor's version.
Yeah, pretty much. But kind of the opposite of Taylor's version.
Yeah.
Wait, this is not a gag thing? This is like not a real thing?
No, it is just it's a different recording that I assume they don't have to pay licensing for.
Oh, wow.
Or royalties or whatever.
I mean, they still got to pay Danny Elfman, but that's way fewer people you got to pay.
Yeah, for sure.
All right.
I wasn't sure I'd be back in, but I think I'm back in. I mean, I'm assuming even Alex, the ultimate Simpsons fan, is probably not going to max this battle pass.
Not a chance. I'm only doing this because of you guys, but this was an easy sell. I will say you did not have to argue with me to get me to come do Fortnite with you for this.
But I will reiterate my experience from May, and now again I'm having it here. Is you can level that battle pass extremely fast. You can play this game for like 20 minutes a day and max the entire battle pass with like a week or more to spare at the end of the month.
I can tell you I won't be doing that, but
just 20 minutes a day.
It really is like a pretty light commitment. If you enjoy playing a couple quick matches a day.
we'll be jumping into that on a Friday.
And there's one last thing I have got to mention,
Mm-hmm.
which is my favorite thing about this experience so far, which is that the Simpsons season has afforded me the chance to finally, for the first time, use the Beavis and Butthead skins that I bought some weeks ago.
Nice.
And I'm not sure I will ever use another skin in that game now because they laugh every time you get a kill.
Oh, boy.
And it might be the funniest fucking thing I have ever seen in a video game.
Oh, wow.
Like the first time I used Butthead, and when I went, like, immediately got like a 3 kill streak, and he started just doing the laugh at the end of that. Like, it sounds so simple, but you've got to trust me. It is like, I almost fell out of my chair. I actually died. I was laughing so hard that somebody else rolled up and killed me.
Oh, really? Okay.
Like, it's just so funny to
That's
go on a
very
kill
Butthead
streak.
thing.
To go on a kill streak in that game and then get the Butthead laugh at the end of it is just like the dumbest, funniest thing. I just cannot explain to you how well that worked for me.
So can people hope to see some Butthead this Friday?
Yeah. Oh,
okay. Yeah. Okay. That's Fortnite. You know the drill. It's the season of The Simpsons. Brad, how long is the season?
I think it's like a month.
Okay. That's the Fortnite going on. Finally, I think we're here. I think we're up to the Death Stranding 2 check-in. Now,
We gotta get a theme for this. I feel like we should like get like a little segment.
It's a little late
designator.
in the season.
I don't think we will have time to get one composed at this point.
So this is your big spoiler warning for this one, because I think this time we are going to dig into some of the bigger story bits, and we're nearing the end here. Not quite at the very end.
You don't want me to bebop a theme or something? Like I
Go for it. Give me the Death. Well, I put this note in here.
I mean,
Go for it.
Stranding. Death Stranding 2. What's going on with Sam out there in Australia? Brad and Vinny here to tell you.
I thought for a second this was a Moon River parody or something.
Lightly.
I like it. I don't love it, but I like it.
It's just a first pass. Like there's a lot we can do. It'll read a lot better once I get the full orchestra behind me.
Oh, for sure.
Again, you better book them quickly because
they're non-union. It's fine.
Vinny finished it. I am pretty fucking locked in on. I'm not gonna say like, oh, I'll finish it by next week, because I can't guarantee.
There are no guarantees in this world.
Let me back up. I can make one guarantee.
Okay.
What is the guarantee?
There is no way I am finishing this game until I have completed the entire road network on the map.
Oh no.
So
never.
Whatever. That'll take like an hour tops.
I guess you're pretty efficient at it. Right. Oh, level 1 roads?
That is no level 2.
Oh my god.
Absolutely. Dude, I am so close to that already.
Really?
That is a fairly significant part of why I like this game so much is how much road did you not have built? Did you finish the monorail stuff at least?
I did. All right. First of all, let me just say again, spoilers, we're going in. Here we go. Buckle up or eject.
Yeah. I could say
spoilers
right now where I'm at in the story for people who maybe are also close to the end. I have the final Nirvana sequence right in front of me.
Okay.
Like I saved it when Dollman, Alex, you will appreciate this. There's a character in this game named Neil Vana, and you go to Nirvana to interact with him.
I've heard of Neil Vana and I've heard about Nirvana.
Yes, it's fucking stupid. And also, like, Dollman literally was just like, Sam, you need to resolve this and this and this plot detail. You need to go meet up with Neil Vana one last time.
Yeah.
Like, it's.
Have you saved recently, Sam?
And anyway, that's where I'm at. So
it's going to be spoilers.
Yes.
Now I did all the mining network stuff and I started upgrading all the mines to do the road network, because you really need some materials to do those networks. Yeah. But at some point the Magellan was locked out for me for a very long time.
Well, so I mean, if you hadn't done this work prior, this would be probably a nightmare, or I don't know that I could even bring myself to do it. But I only was missing like 2 or 3 segments of monorail on the entire map by the time the Magellan got locked down. And crucially, I had already fully upgraded the metals mine near the Motherhood and the ceramics mine near the Architect, which, as far as I can tell, are the highest yield mines on the map for those 2 materials. And the monorail, for both of the monorails, the respective monorails that connect those 2 mines to the bottom of the map where you're at the end of the game, both arc right down to practically the same point at the bottom of the map.
Yeah.
So it is like purely a matter of beach jumping to those mines, buying a fuck ton of materials, sticking them on a monorail and waiting the 5 minutes for them to make it to the bottom of the map. And then you've just got, and then
I've just ride the monorail back with them.
Or, well, you can just beach jump back and go do other stuff in the meantime.
I mean, I was just saying if you don't want to feel like sitting around waiting.
But the upshot is you can have 20,000 metals and ceramics at the bottom of the map ready for you to just build the rest of those roads in like 10 minutes.
Yeah, but you can't fit them all in a truck.
Well, there's definitely a little back and forth of.
Let me just tow another truck behind me.
Yeah.
Some of those roads, the ones that really connect the end of the map with the beginning of the map, man, they just take a lot of materials. But I did finish, I think, a road or two after I finished the game. I just went back and I did it. But yeah, that could take you a little bit. It might take you longer than you think. We'll see where you wind up. But if you've got that network going, you're right. You probably will.
The materials are already there.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting to connect the last location that lets me get them out of the monorail.
So you did the when we left you last time, you were doing the DHV Magellan session where Higgs shows up on the DHV Magellan.
Or I had not done that yet.
Or you had not, right? Yes, you were kind of in the beginning of that.
2 story beats past that now.
So what story beats have you gotten so far?
The major story thing I did was that big long kind of torture sequence.
That part, that's the part what I was talking about last time that I said I got kind of emotional during.
That part is fucking dark, man.
Yeah.
Like this game got dark in a way I was not quite ready for.
So, yeah, we're going to talk some story stuff here. So, Sam, a repatriate. He can't die. He comes back to life. Higgs, a psychopath. Basically, it puts napalm on him so that
chiral napalm.
Yeah, so he keeps burning up, and then every time he dies and comes back, he's on fire again and reignites.
Now, in fairness, let's say 30 to 40 hours ago in game time, Higgs showed up in a different cutscene and explicitly stated that this was his exact goal in the game, was to lock Sam into a cycle of eternal torment.
Yep.
Except in that case, it was like choking him to death over and over, I think.
Yes, with the tentacle.
With the metal tentacle or whatever. But like, because he's, there's been all this talk here and there about like, I want a world based on chaos and violence. But then at some point during this torture sequence, he just leans down and whispers into Sam's ear that like, all I really care about is making sure that you suffer.
Yeah. Like, Troy Baker's doing really good work.
It's fucked up. It's actually like surprisingly disturbing.
And again, I'm glad about this because Higgs was such a nothing character in the first game, and it sounds like everything they've done to round out both his personality and his motivations in this one just makes him much more interesting.
It's a testament to how dark the subject matter is here that you still feel disturbed given how stupid everything is, because like they kick off this cutscene by you accessing the delivery terminal like you've done 100 times before, but instead of just returning control to you when you finish the delivery, they spin the camera around. And Dollman straight up says, "Look out, Guitar Goblin," because Higgs is charging in with his fucking high-tech guitar gun and he starts wailing on his guitar, and that causes him to hose you down with this chiral fire.
Yes,
like it's all so stupid and yet still like really unpleasant.
The part that got me welled up a little bit to the point where like, Dad, you making me feel something here was. After everybody comes to save Sam. It was like when the rest of the Magellan team comes out and they're like, what do we do? Like, how do we do this? I was like, oh.
There's definitely a little bit of a power of friendship vibe to the whole thing. The way that they form a circle around him with a rainbow in the background. Like it's pretty on the nose, but I had definitely felt the same way.
It's an emotional scene. I forget. And those action scenes are pretty good. Like,
yes. I mean, it goes like full anime. It goes like full Dragon Ball almost.
Yeah,
not quite. Nobody's quite shooting like competing beams of energy into each other, but it's close for sure.
And that's tomorrow again. That's tomorrow. Basically, those action scenes with her are very cool.
Like they're incredibly well directed. I think.
And how does that end again? Because I don't want to say anything that might be ahead of you. But how does it end with Higgs in there?
Like he's like showing up as a robot over and over. It's like all these Higgses that are showing up are actually just like ghost mechs with his face on a screen or something.
And does he just basically go into the tar.
He might take off in the tar again, or maybe she destroys that robot. I can't quite remember what's going on there. But
Okay, fair enough.
I mean, it's just a fight that kind of she ends up driving him away, and then they save Sam. But it's just that whole cycle of like death and rebirth and constantly burning to death over and over was like kind of a lot, to the point that by the time they showed up and started fighting and then they all get together and save him, I was definitely feeling it.
Did you think there was something you could do? Like, okay, it's a very Metal Gear Solid 4.
They 100% do the hammer this button to crawl down the irradiated hallway.
Yes. So when I first got repatriated into the watery part of the scene, I was like, man, is there something do I have to go find Higgs in here? I took the camera around to go like look around and see if there's a way. And it was like, no, eventually you just got to do it like 5 times. I don't know had you ever died and repatriated in the game?
I'm not sure that I had.
Or was that new for you?
Honestly, it's not a hard. I was just thinking that it's not that hard. It's really not a hard game.
The only times I've died, and I've reloaded, but the only times I've died are trying to hunt my Pokemon, and I get stuck in the muck and get like eaten by a BT, and it's an instant void out.
Right. Sure.
And then I'll just reload it. And
yeah. Like, honestly, I mean, the biggest struggle is trying to just get an S or an A on most of the action sequences, you know?
That's why I gave up on that damn hoverboard.
Like your performance is rated based on how much damage you take.
Yeah.
And like the only real difficulty is, can I get an S rank on this? I usually get an A. Like I usually take too much damage to get an S. But like that's the level of difficulty we're dealing with here, is that are you going to do a perfect job of beating this mission, or just a mostly great job, you know?
I've gotten like a C before if I've really clunked it up during a boss fight or something.
Yeah. I mean, they are doing the fun late game open world thing of they've now spawned a much harder enemy type all over the map.
Which one?
The ghost mechs. Like there are ghost mechs everywhere now. And they also start making you drive kind of clear across the map, which I'll say again, that work, getting a level 2 road network up across the map feels like it's paying dividends now.
So you've mostly done level 2 roads?
Yeah, I've got level 2 everywhere except for this new area where I don't have it built out yet.
Do level 2 roads, I know it took a long time for the level 1s to degrade, but since they have the roof on them, do they degrade slower?
I don't know. I haven't like tried to eyeball the durability or anything.
Because I mean, I assume you'll be fine until your end game here with the level 2 roads, because they take so long to.
And supposedly the architect does repair them.
Oh yeah,
so I think somebody wrote in saying
mine got down to like 30%.
Yeah,
but maybe they were too far away from him.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
But yeah, I can't wait to see you really dive into the at least cinematic parts of the actual end game here.
Yeah, like I've been enjoying all the story stuff up to now, but that whole torture scene, when they show up and save him and everything, like really hit me.
Okay,
in a way that most of the game has not so far. It was just like, man, this is really working on a high level.
So, did you get, again? I don't want to speak too much here because it's all a big cloud in my mind. But did you get more stuff with Sam on the DHV Magellan?
Yeah, like there's the stuff right after. I mean, literally part of the same cutscene, which is then him finding out that Lou has been dead this whole time.
Or like being confronted with that, and people are like, "Come on, guys."
Well, he treats it like a reveal. Like I've been playing this game off and on for so long at this point that I thought kind of this whole time that he did know that. Certainly not a mystery to you, the player.
Well, they don't outright say it, but they pretty much do. Like this game is not subtle.
There's stuff pretty early on in the first like 10-15 hours where the other characters make it pretty clear that the child is dead.
Yeah.
And I mean, you see her as a BT. But the thing I had either forgotten or was just never clear to me is that Sam fully believed that she was still alive.
Yeah.
And it seems like I feel like I see gears turning. Don't say anything. But like,
no, it's
like,
just, I can't wait for you to finish it. Also, you go ahead. I might do it too. There's some stuff when we talk about it at the end, I might need to go be like a what the hell just happened here thing.
Oh yeah, I'm fully expecting that.
But yeah, thinking back to some of the other scenes, it's not like a Kaiser Soze moment because again, like you said, you pretty much are aware that there's nothing in that pod.
Again, you know that.
Yeah,
like you see her like what's the word for becoming kind of uncorporeal? You know, you see her kind of dissolving into nothing, and
Or
like
when she gets upset, when Lou gets upset and turns
the
into tentacles.
The tentacle stuff, like, again, you see her. I mean, they flat out say she was dead at the beginning when first gets attacked at the house. Like, it's full on, like, I'm sorry I couldn't save her type stuff. So, like, that's why I was, like, kind of surprised at the notion that apparently Sam had not accepted it.
Or that there's nothing in the pod, right? I think that was the bigger thing.
Yeah, I think one of the characters flat out says, it's kind of a harsh way to put it, but it's like, that pod has been empty the whole time.
Yeah. So did you play any more after that?
Yeah, a lot more, but not.
So you saw him go out without the pod anymore?
Yeah, yes.
I thought that was kind of emotional too.
He just does not have the pod. And I actually just noticed that after another 5 or 6 hours of playing past that. I just happened to swing the camera around. I was like, oh my God, the pod's just gone.
Yeah, he just leaves it there now.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy.
It's cool. It's a cool touch.
Yeah. Yep.
I thought it was, it's a little weird that like Doll Man's like, I was the one seeing all the ghosts, being like, oh, okay. And it's like, all right, I guess that's your dooms that you can see all the BTs.
That's established when you get the cutscene showing him as a human.
Yeah.
Back when he and his daughter died, he says that he was like some kind of medium that could sense BTs better than most people or something.
I mean, look, there's a lot of silly stuff in that game.
Yeah.
I still think Norman Reedus and Sam are... Norman Reedus as Sam is not an exciting character or interesting a character, but he does a good job of just being a cipher for all the other weirdness.
That's exactly it. Like he's the extremely deadpan everyman stand-in for the player in the midst of all of this insanity.
Well, he's the like you can't have like when you're setting the table or buying silverware in China and stuff, right? You got one of them has to be extremely loud and the other one has to be normal, and it's like he is just a like vanilla character where everybody else is being incredibly eccentric around.
Yeah, well, like Snake is Solid Snake's kind of the same thing.
He's pretty weird. He's kind of weird dude.
I mean, but he's still the generic super spy action hero guy.
Yes. What? Explain it to me. All right. Well, any other tech that you've gotten in recently that's interesting?
I mean, boy, there are just so many items in this game.
Yeah, a lot.
I actually finally retired my dual cargo cannon setup on my truck and put.
Okay.
I put the giant chiral cannon on there.
yeah.
I think
it has a wind up.
Yes, it's too slow to shoot. I think I'm going to take it off. I think it's not effective enough. Like the ghost mechs just kind of wail on you while you're waiting for it to sight in and shoot.
Yeah,
which is kind of annoying. I just unlocked the mechanic gives you some kind of electrical grenade.
Yeah,
it's supposed to be really good against ghost mechs. I might try that. But I've just been driving past them, which again is a nice benefit of the roads make you so fast at level 2 that you can just kind of speed past them before they can touch you.
They're the part where they start giving you the stuff against the ghost mechs, and they're like, yeah, man, this thing's great. Do not use this on humans.
Yep.
And it makes me want to go jump back in and
use them on humans immediately.
Yeah. I don't want to void out.
I am so curious to see, what if you void out an enemy base?
What if?
Is it gone forever?
Oh, they did a nice thing with, I don't know if you remember, there's the survivalist base in the mountains where you have to go through and break a couple of chiral jammers.
Yeah.
Before you can go connect the next node. I had already done that before I knew you needed to do that or got the story beat for it. So Dollman was just like, oh, you've already done this. Well, you can just go straight to the observatory then.
Oh, that's cool. Okay.
Instead of I just assumed they would make me do the whole thing again. But,
right. Yeah, that seems like the type of game.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That was smart.
Well, I think you're getting pretty close.
Yeah. Yeah, it feels I've only got like 4 more terminals to connect or something looking at the map.
4 more terminals. Oh, yeah. I would think even fewer.
Well, I mean, there are like 4 zones left on the map if you hit R3, so you can see the border of each zone. There's like 4 more.
Okay.
Unless they're doing something weird with the story, but it's like Terminal Knot. I found Mr. Impossible is another location.
Oh.
And there's like 2 more.
I didn't get Mr. Impossible yet.
Oh, okay. So you can finish it without connecting the whole map?
Yes. So I did not. I mean, I got credits without doing the whole map.
Did you connect the Tar Therapist? I think he's also optional.
I did get the Tar Therapist.
Okay.
They do a couple of things that make it a little speedier. Like I think you're going to hit a whole chapter that's a cutscene.
Yeah, and then I think that. I think I'm on 11 right now.
And then I think there are some things that are just part of like a ping pong mission where you're going to like set up a couple of nodes.
Yeah, I believe that. I mean, I'm like I said, it's very obvious I'm close to connecting everything looking at the map.
You might have less than you think because of cutscene stuff ahead of you. So I'm excited. We'll see.
Yes.
I don't know if it'll be next week, but it might be the week after.
Also, the last thing the last thing I've got to mention, they give you the snow tires.
Wait, I don't think I got snow.
Oh, never got the snow tires or whatever they call them, but
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
they're for mainly for snow.
Yes.
I got those fucking snow tires
Yeah.
finally, and I wanted to die
Why?
because I spent so much time on that mountain fighting with that fucking mountain.
Yeah.
I spent like 10 or 15 hours on that mountain,
like driving vertically uphill,
like literally having to like zigzag your way up mountains.
Yeah.
But it might be some of the most frustrating traversal in a video game ever. When
you know you could do this, but you got to go like laterally.
And it feels so arbitrary. Like the difference between an angle that you can climb and an angle you can't is so slight.
Yeah,
that you get 98% of the way up a mountain.
Yes.
And then the tires just start spinning, and then you start slowly sliding back down the mountain.
Yeah.
And yes, if you could spend 10 minutes finessing the diagonals to try to get over that hump, which I did repeatedly, and only when you're done with all of that stuff and move on from that area in the story do they give you the fucking tires that let you overcome that stuff.
You'll still use them.
Oh, yeah. No, I've been back up there. They send you back up there. Like
Never leave home without them.
They already have come in handy, but it's just that is probably the most acute example in the entire game so far of like, if I had known this was coming, I might have spent a little less time doing side stuff up there and moved on a little quicker.
Your approach may have been different.
You know, they give you so many things. Do you ever use the cargo cannon to just launch yourself places?
No, the range doesn't seem long enough to be super useful for me.
It's good for getting back uphill if you were on foot to launch yourself back up. I mean, I use a lot of the in the beginning, and this is probably because I did it in Death Stranding 1, and then I fell off. The zip lines, like you can do a good zip line network if you take the time to do it. If you're just like running around with the construction things and just remember to plant them every once in a while.
Yeah, the only place I've done zip lines is from the Motherhood to the mechanic.
Oh, that's a good one.
It's so slow just driving through the desert to the mechanic, and I've got a road up to the Motherhood. So
the thing is, like, when I find ones that people built, you know how you can like change the arc of them? Like there'll be zip lines that are in range, but the arc is off. And I wonder if that doesn't save that for other people's that have built them. I'm like, it'll be like, yeah, there's a zip line there, but there's an obstruction. I'm like, dude, I can't edit this now. The arc goes like straight, or maybe somebody put one in later. I don't know. So have you dismantled a lot of people's stuff?
Not a ton. I can tell you
their cars.
I can tell you your truck is still sitting right there on the pad at Hartman's lab.
Nice, good.
Still just sitting there.
Good, blocking the pad.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
Dismantle it. I didn't have the heart to dismantle it yet, but
I dismantle stuff once it started doing the thing that's like, hey, if you take this vehicle, another vehicle you're gonna have is like gonna, and I'm always worried like shit. Doesn't tell you how many vehicles back this is. Is it one I have stuff in? I don't know. I better just start dismantling cars.
I've just forced myself to be incredibly fastidious about keeping track of my vehicles for that exact reason. Like I'm worried about losing, mainly because I roll around with so much cargo in the truck at all times. Like I'm just terrified of having it like delete all that cargo or putting it somewhere where I can't find it. So I just kind of basically have been using the exact same truck for the entire game.
Hot damn. Okay. I started doing a thing where I had trucks at different, that's probably why it's on Hartman's lab. I had trucks at different locations that I would jump to and then just do circuits and then be like, all right, I'm going to park this truck here. I'm going to do runs from here.
So my MO has always been to drop all the lost cargo because you don't want that Magellan rating.
No.
Like any cargo.
At some point I was like, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, once you hit 5 stars, who cares or whatever. But I would always dump all of the cargo I had in the closest, like whatever base I was at, and then I would just take my existing truck on the Magellan to fast travel around.
All right, I'm going to say the stupidest thing in this game, the stupidest technical thing in this game, and not the story stuff, is like the Magellan has a significantly lower cap for cargo, for raw material storage than a lot of other places, but has an seemingly unlimited storage locker. So you just go into a freaking base, clean it out, and you have to drive like 7 truckloads of metals into the Magellan and put them in your storage locker. And it just seems so dumb and arbitrary.
I've got like 5 pages of materials in the private locker of the Magellan.
Right. So like, is there not a way to just like be like, hey, Magellan, hook up a pipe into this thing and just transfer my stuff.
As many quality of life improvements as they came up with for this game, there's still a couple left over for Death Stranding 3 if they ever get there.
That one's so silly to me because it just winds up being probably the best way to do roads, right? It's to load up the Magellan, pop it in the nearest thing, and Although so yes, that's how I have done all of my roads so far is to take the Magellan, go to a mine, get a shitload of materials, load them up on the Magellan, and just go. Or the Magellan can't get that close to some mines, but you can do the what's it called?
Or the monorail. The monorail is what I would do. And so that's, like I said, that's just the most acute example of this. Yeah. Right here at the end of the game, where the two monorails just happen to terminate exactly where I need all the materials.
Yeah,
which is pretty nice. Honestly, for as much as is going on in this game mechanically, I'm kind of surprised the UI works as well as it does. Like, there are definitely a couple of severe pain points.
Yeah.
But I think I actually am, overall, I'm pretty impressed that they made it as playable as they did. Yeah. But you absolutely should be able to, just look at a tally of, how many ceramics do I have on this truck?
Yep.
How many ceramics are on the Magellan? Just give me don't make me sit here and try to multiply 320 by 18.
I think you can see how many are, you're right. Probably but not that's in what the storage locker.
Yeah. I want to know exactly because, I can eyeball. Yeah. Okay, there's 3 auto pavers between here and there. They need, 7,000 ceramics total, roughly. How many do I have on my truck? And there's no way to see that. You just have to go through and add up each one individually.
Right.
Unless I've missed it.
No, maybe. I have that same thing. Or again, I mentioned it last time, but being able to just mark stuff for mark those 3 auto pavers and tag how many resources you need to be all right. And then just track how many are on the truck, right? Have that match to be you're looking for 4,200 metal. You have 3,500 metal on the truck, and have a thing in the corner. Or do it like you would anything else in the game. Have somebody give you that item later that's hey, Sam, this is a metal tracker. It'll track how many things you have. All right. Let's take a break. We'll end our Death Stranding 2 chat for now. Come back more with more of it next week, hopefully. But we're going to take a break. We're going to come back. We're going to wrap up the podcast with some news and some emails. Mm-hmm. So stick around. We'll be right back. We are back, and it is time for some news. Not a heavy hitter news week.
Moving into the slower part of the year news-wise, I guess I would say, at least until the Game Awards, or maybe that's why everybody's waiting for the Game Awards.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
That's where news happens.
That's where the news or the intentional news happens. But Brett Shoemaker, you've got a couple of news stories here. Let's kick them off with the Switch stuff. Switch 2 stuff.
Yeah, Nintendo put out new earnings, so we have new updated Switch 2 sales numbers. Still, by a lot, the fastest selling console of all time.
Switch 2 doing great.
Over 10 million in 4 months, effectively.
Happy to see a scrappy young upstart like Nintendo pull that off,
Finally, they've swung and missed so many times. They finally hit a home run.
Yeah.
Although, in fairness, they have missed pretty hard a couple times.
Oh, no, definitely. But, look, let's be real. Nintendo had a very giant success with the last platform, and they are having another one here.
Surprise. I guess I'm a little surprised. Switch 1 did very, very well, and this is outpacing that.
I did not expect this level.
Yeah, Video Games Chronicle has got some comparisons to other consoles here. That's twice as many as the Switch
in the same time frame.
In the same time frame,
right? So yeah,
and more than the PS4 and the PS5, also by a lot, by a pretty big margin.
I guess people were ready for a Switch 2.
Yeah. Yes. Extremely. Which is kind of an interesting contrast with the fact that Switch 2s are just widely available everywhere constantly now.
I think
have been for at least 2 months now. I swear I will buy a Switch 2 eventually. Maybe that'll be my "you finished Death Stranding 2" gift to myself. But I look every week or two, I just happen to pull up the online stock pages just to see, and all of them are delivers tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
You can just buy Switch 2s. And it's kind of they must really have got their manufacturing stuff ironed out. They are clearly able to make these pretty rapidly.
And, they're going to have their holiday season coming up, which is going to, I suspect, do fine for their numbers.
I would think so.
They adjusted their sales forecasts upward, if you care about such things. I guess they had told investors they were going to sell 15 million in, what was it, the first business year? Within the business year, I guess I would say. Now that's 19 million.
One of them, I mean, I think it's really interesting seeing how well the Switch 2 is doing. Congratulations to Nintendo. One of the interesting things on this Video Games Chronicles story that has the graphs you were talking about is where they compare to the Switch, the PS5, and the PS4. No Xbox on that on that graph.
Interesting.
Compared to.
Yeah, Microsoft stopped reporting hardware numbers a long time ago.
Oh, so these are all taken from publicly reported numbers, and they just
I assume that's also the case on the Sony side.
Okay,
I don't have them in front of me, but yeah, I can't remember. It was like mid Xbox One generation, I think, that Microsoft stopped reporting hardware sales numbers. That's when they very famously shifted to like engagement numbers or like hours of engagement per player or something.
Oh, you mean useless metrics?
Yeah. If the charts for the Switch 2 also have it look very interesting when you compare it to the Switch 1, and they have some charts on this Video Game Chronicles story showing the kind of trend of the Switch 1, especially in the Americas, where it is, I guess it is just a bigger consumer market. Like it is dominant in that market, even relative to Japan.
It says they're more supply constrained in Japan, and I'm not sure why that would be the case. But
I don't know.
Not here though. Like I said, I mean, it's kind of crazy. Like the Switch 2 was like just available for purchase at any moment, way faster than the Switch 1 was. Mm-hmm. Like I didn't buy my Switch 1 came out in March, and I didn't buy mine until like August, and that was basically the first point that I was able to just go to a store and get one.
And that's also very interesting given the tariff and supply chain problems we've had with this leading up to the Switch 2. Uncertainty, we should say, to put it mildly. So yeah, Switch 2 doing just fine. Now, for me, Vinny Caravella, person on this podcast talking.
Hi, Vinny Caravella.
Hi. If there was just something I really wanted to play on the Switch 2 for this fine, fast-selling console, Metroid, Donkey Kong Bonanza, very good game. I just want a little more. I just want a little more on my Switch 2 to play.
How about Animal Crossing New Horizons and Nintendo Switch 2 edition?
I feel like a monster when these stories come up because while I think Animal Crossing is a lovely game, I don't have the love for it that some other people do.
I mean, I have that love. I do genuinely love Animal Crossing in general, broadly speaking. New Horizons was good, and certainly a game that got me through a lot of 2020. I don't know that it was one I was like really angling to get back to on the Switch 2, though.
I liked it quite a bit.
Yeah.
A lot of that was the positioning, having it come out literally like as the pandemic was starting, kind of was like an interesting coincidence.
Mm-hmm.
Coincidence, you say?
I think this game was kind of a lifeline for a lot of people stuck at home.
Yeah.
My girlfriend played like 350 hours of this game.
Yeah, mine did roughly the same, I think.
Anyway, this is the most Nintendo thing ever. I feel like that game was like historically successful, and they basically did nothing with it DLC wise after it came out.
Yeah.
And then 5 years later, here they are like, hey, by the way, big free update for Animal Crossing.
Yep.
Like, oh, okay.
Here's a bunch of new stuff. You want a new hotel?
I guess.
Sure.
What else is there?
Well, I mean, there's a bunch of new content.
You know what I always hated, Brad? I always hated that on the Switch 1, I could only have 8 people on my island. If only there were a way to squeeze 4 more people onto my island on the Switch 2.
That's only on the Switch 2. You can now have up to 12 people on your island.
And only if they all have the Switch 2 as well.
Yeah, Switch 2 edition. That's right. Okay, I think I missed the detail. It is a $5 upgrade.
Yeah, which
is
is
Switch 2 edition.
Yeah.
They say like higher resolution, support for the Switch 2 camera and microphone, more players per island at one time, mouse controls. So kind of adapted for Switch 2 hardware and stuff. And then also there's like the actual content update, new hotel, bigger storage expansions. A new dream location called Slumber Island will also be added.
Okay.
Also, oh right. Also, they're going to let you put retro game consoles in your house, but you need a Nintendo Switch Online subscription to play them.
Okay,
Again,
you know what though? Look,
Which is incredible.
Yes, that is incredible. I think I'm just glad they're doing it at all.
I think it's hilarious. They're like, you need an NSO subscription to play retro games.
Everybody's going to be playing.
Everyone has to have one. You've never been able to play retro games without them, ever.
Whether on the console dashboard or within Animal Crossing, you were not going to play Game Boy Advance games unless you subscribe to the online service.
That's right. That's right.
They definitely did not just put a bunch
rule.
of NES games in the original fucking Animal Crossing you could just play in your house.
It's a universal rule that you cannot play old games without the subscription.
It's amazing. These people are all going to be playing, leeching off of Animal Crossing to play Ice Climbers instead of having to do it like everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, good news for people who have been the diehard Animal Crossing fans out there. So
now the problem though is you can't share islands across Switches, as we have well established. So like, well, I don't know what I'm going to do when I get a Switch 2. I might actually just leave our island on the Switch 1.
Marooned.
So that she can play it whenever she wants, and I can still have access to play new games on the Switch too.
They never figured that out.
No.
They never solved that.
Well, there was nothing to figure out because it was all working as intended. It's just the way they intended it to work.
I guess
was extremely dumb.
All right.
They saw it as a feature, not a problem to be solved.
Not a bug. Animal Crossing, one island per Switch. Animal Crossing, New Horizons.
Yeah, the new content coming to the original Switch, to be clear. So
yes, for free.
It's just like the hardware level features coming to the Switch 2 version.
Right. And a paid $5 nominal paid upgrade path for existing owners. All right.
I need to talk to the person who has been playing new Animal Crossing New Horizons this entire time, since 2020.
Can you even imagine what the turnip inflation is like at this point?
It's got to be something, man.
They're tariffed. You can't get
that. Was like maybe my favorite experience of Animal Crossing during the pandemic was gaming the turnip market, like getting on those communities that would trade turnip values back and forth. Like every couple of weeks when the right person came along and they decided to open up their island at just the right moment that you were on, and you could go get like a 10-to-1 turnip return. Like it broke the game. I never played it again because I had so much money after I did that a few times. So it was like, well, there's no challenge anymore.
Well, now
did that felt so good.
Now those people can have 12 people on their island at a time getting turnips. All right, from Nintendo to Sony, we have talked about extensively Microsoft's rumored plans to have an unholy console PC box as possibly their next venture here in the console space. We've got rumors. Brad, what's going on here?
This is Sony catching up to a feature Microsoft rolled out 12 years ago, which was Play Anywhere. Effectively, what's going on here is a bunch of people have data mined the PlayStation Store recently and have uncovered a cross-buy graphic and some other references to that sort of thing. But specifically, there is iconography in the PlayStation Store that they've gotten out along with some other PC-related branding stuff that straight up just says cross-buy on it, which I think is pretty hard to misinterpret. But effectively, what this sounds like is that Sony may start selling games once to people on PS5 and PC.
I think even if you want to extrapolate further, possibly their own marketplace on a PC.
Yeah. So that's I guess I had forgotten about this, but that was rumored at some point ages ago that Sony was. Oh, I guess that was probably around like the Helldivers account fiasco. Remember that? They rolled out PSN logins on PC, and boy, did people hate that.
I sure did.
And I'm guessing that probably made them back off any plans for a PC launcher, but you could 100% see this being the gateway to that. That like they're not gonna. In fact, they would probably have to work with Valve to pull this off. They're not gonna sell you a game on PS5 and say, hey, you get it on Steam now too. Like they're probably gonna be like, hey, buy it on PS5 and you also get it on our PC launcher.
Yeah,
right.
Where we get all the revenue for selling you the game.
Totally,
that makes 100% sense.
Which I feel like, did somebody else do anything like that?
I mean, with cross-buy, aside from Microsoft,
maybe not with like cross-buy as such, but maybe Like Bethesda had their store launcher for a while, and I feel like you were maybe getting some extra benefits if you bought the games directly from them. Like this kind of thing has been tried before.
I mean, Ubisoft has their store. Rockstar had their store.
Yes, like Rockstar was going hard on like, oh, like buy it on our store and you get a free copy of GTA 3 or you get these extra trinkets in the game or whatever.
EA has their store. It probably still has their store, right?
This potentially, assuming all this comes to fruition, that could be another version of that, of just like, hey, you can get it on PC too if you'll install our launcher.
Yeah.
But who knows? That's also all speculation, but multiple people have pulled this cross-buy stuff out of the PlayStation Store. So it seems maybe it'll never roll out, but they at least have got it in there to some degree that they were maybe testing it or something. I don't know. This is, this is the nature of dealing in leaks and data mining.
Yeah.
So much these days. We don't know for sure until something gets announced, but it seems like they might be getting more serious about PC commercial compatibility.
I would certainly appreciate a cross-buy. As someone who goes between console and PC, and we were just talking about, again, this is probably something that would be more related to first-party stuff, but we were just talking about something like Arc Raiders, where it's got cross-save and cross-progression already, and I'm going to probably have to buy that game twice, right? Like, and again, we're probably talking about first-party stuff, and even if this comes to the PS5, maybe it would come later on the whatever a PS6 might be in the future, but I'd appreciate it. They did it for the Vita. They could do it here.
Yes, right. Yes, this Kotaku story I linked here reminded me that, right, they did used to do the buy it once, get it on PlayStation and Vita.
Great times.
But, I mean, a lot of their PC releases have been very delayed from the PlayStation ones.
Right.
I think like Helldivers was the first day and date release, if I'm not mistaken. So I don't know how this would manifest for like a Wolverine or something, like a story game where it's like, it's coming to PC a year later or something. Is it just like, hey, buy it now, and when it does come out on PC, you can get it there?
The other thing aside, Destiny withstanding, this happens with Microsoft stuff, but I mean, look, man, PC's a free, quote unquote, free online experience. So do we start shedding the pay to play with people online part of consoles? Is that going to go away? Are we going to just move past the pay to have the right to go multiplayer on a console?
No, I think that's too institutionalized on consoles these days. They'll never give that up. But this is more about tapping into the PC market, where this is about selling to people who would never have come over and played it on console to begin with.
Yeah, but like Sony, like I said, Sony notwithstanding, Bungie stuff, and obviously Helldivers just doesn't have that many. Sony first party stuff is generally first person narrative, for one player narrative stuff with online modes and things like that. I wonder if you'd get some people who's being like, I'm gonna just play this on my PC and not pay PSN prices anymore.
Probably.
I hate that fucking model, man. I hate the model. I mean, I get the some of the console matchmaking stuff is a little more expensive, or at least that's how it's been explained to me. Like some of the infrastructure there is different than the PC infrastructure.
Yeah, now they're doing cloud saves as well and stuff.
I don't know if that necessarily holds now as it did back then, but I really wish that would go away. It sucks.
It's definitely about revenue first. Like,
yeah,
it's absolutely, we want to make money on subscriptions first, but I mean, there are costs to doing all that online infrastructure.
No, for sure. I mean, I get it, but like, what I'm really just trying to say is, fuck you, man. I just stop making console players pay to play with other people.
Yeah, but it's been around for 20 plus years at this point. I just don't see them ever giving it up at this point.
Well, the first one that does it will be able to be like, we're the champion of the people. Like, enough of this, throw the shackles off. And then the other people, like whoever does it second, is going to be like, okay, well, I guess. I bet Microsoft would do it. I mean at this point, they got nothing to lose. They're like, got to make up so much revenue anyway.
That raises an interesting question about this hybrid PC console thing they're supposedly bringing out. Like, can you just play PC versions of games on that thing and not pay an online fee? I don't know. Maybe they do give up maybe they finally get rid of the requirement to play multiplayer attached to the subscription and just move that purely to Game Pass finally on the next one. Like, hey, if you have our new box, you don't have to pay to play multiplayer.
That'd be nice.
Maybe. I don't know.
But we'll see. This is all rumors. Sony not officially commenting on this exact thing with the data mining of the cross-buy and PS5/PC iconography that they found. All right, that's Sony there. Rockstar, and specifically Dan Houser. Do you remember? You do, because you sent this story.
Yes, I remember Dan Houser.
You remember Dan Houser? Brad, tell me why Agent never was.
Yeah, Dan Houser. I had missed all these quotes were coming out of a Lex Friedman interview, which we'll just leave that where it is. Hauser's had a bunch of like quotes showing up in different news stories for the last week or two about all kinds of different stuff about, like, apparently his grandfather had tuberculosis, and that's where the story for Red Dead Redemption 2 came from.
Oh.
And all kinds of other stuff. But he has gotten out there. He was talking about agents in that interview and flat out said why it didn't work and why they killed it. It was like probably the first time anybody has officially talked from Rockstar about what happened with Agent.
Well, in this case, it's someone who's not talking from Rockstar because he ain't there anymore. Yeah,
he's gone now. But somebody that was there is what I mean.
Yeah.
Like somebody who would know. Like he basically said, like, hey, we couldn't make like the spy thing work in an open world. Like we could not figure out a way to. Like spy movies are very taut and urgent, and like the spy always has places to be, racing against the clock, and we just could not figure out a way to blend that with an open world where you've got like freedom to do whatever you want whenever you want. And he said they went through like 5 iterations of it also, whatever that means, like 70s, present day, et cetera, et cetera.
Mm-hmm.
So like that's kind of it. There's not a ton of detail there, but like Agent still just feels like this giant hole in a release calendar from 15 years ago, you know?
Yeah, because it's the only time I can think of where Rockstar straight up announced a project and then just did not do it.
And not only that, it was like a huge Sony collaboration. It was like a giant exclusive, like Sony exclusive, like Rockstar was making a whole game, PlayStation exclusive, like business deal on everything. And then it just kind of never happened. Like you never heard a word about it again.
Yeah.
And that's like, you know, that seems like pretty valid reason to me to, it might have been nice if they had said something more than 15 years later.
I do think it's interesting the way he kind of frames it as the idea of, oh, you can't do this kind of spycraft game in an open world environment. And I think that to me feels more like a slight lack of imagination than necessarily a hard truth. I think what is true is they could not think of a way to do a spycraft game in an open world thing.
Well, I mean, I think he's pretty honest about that.
Yeah.
In their vision.
Yeah. I don't think he doesn't say this is impossible to do. He just says, hey, we iterated on this over and over and could not find a way to make it work.
They didn't find the groove with it.
And I think even more laser focus, like even narratively, right? Like with the story and like you said, Brad, the pressure to have to go do a thing and not have the freedom. I think he says something like the criminals just do whatever they want. They don't have bosses.
Yeah,
right?
nobody's telling the criminal what to do, and that's why they work so well in open world games.
Yeah, but you're absolutely right, Alex. There's a world where you're a spy and you're taking on contracts, right, or something.
Yeah,
whatever.
I'm
not.
Again, though,
the saboteur exists.
Yeah,
saboteur exists. Like in thinking about like some of that, I hate to use this term, ludonarrative dissonance type stuff. Like, let's be real. You could also just go the sleeping dogs route and just not give a shit. Like, have your undercover cop blowing up cop cars. Who gives a fuck?
Right, yeah. It's not like GTA winds up being the most. It's a TV show of crime, right?
Yeah, you give a guy a license to kill, maybe some wild shit happens. You know,
right. Yeah, hitman that shit a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but interesting. What's it? The Absurdiverse. What is the Absurd Ventures? Is that their the company?
That's right.
Yeah, they're like
that's his new studio, I think.
Media venture company. Transmedia company, books, comics, video games, and animations. All right, in a creative universe called the Absurdiverse. You know what? You're right. It is.
Let's just move on.
Lastly, here, while we have Rockstar on the brain, Alex, Rockstar just let go. Like 40 something people that were
between 30 and 40 is what's being quoted,
and this is in the UK.
This is in the UK and Canada. So essentially what happened last Thursday, there was a firings of between 30 and 40 employees at both the UK studios and Canadian studios that are owned by Rockstar. I don't know exactly which teams. They haven't said. Those people, according to a statement from the Independent Workers Union of Great Britain, were specifically people that either were members of trade unions or were trying to organize within Rockstar. And they are straight up calling this a ruthless and blatant act of union busting. I'm not laughing because it's of what's happening here. I'm laughing because it's like, oh, that is very pointed language.
Mm-hmm.
Take-Two has not really gotten into the nitty-gritty about why they fired these employees. Their statement really only says they were fired for gross misconduct and no other reason.
And the kind of unsaid thing here in both of these statements, right? Or actually, I think the union statement might have alluded to it, was they were basically trying to get people to come back to the office 5 days a week. The union was like, you're not negotiating fairly. You're going back on stuff you had said.
Right.
And they maybe are intimating that this was the pretense for that people trying to negotiate this back to work 5 days a week, think was part of the layoffs.
Yeah, it seems that way, or at least that may have been one of the things that triggered it. But again, in this case, the only thing we know is that the employees involved were either part of the union or were in the process of potentially doing some maybe union organizing around the company. And again, Rockstar and Take-Two are not saying definitively why they fired these people, just citing gross misconduct.
Right.
This back to the office shit.
Uh-huh.
Is going to be really interesting to check in on in a couple of years to see where this stuff goes, because I will just say anecdotally, people in my life and people around my life, a number of companies that they work for have tried doing this, and a number of employees have literally taken buyout packages instead of going back to the office full time. And they are really not doing much of a job, it seems like, trying to actually explain this mandate, because there is no explanation for the mandate. It is literally just about justifying your real estate investments and not much else.
Fair. According to this article, look, I'll just say Rockstar says this article on IGN says they got really spooked about security stuff after the leaks from
I
GTA
get that.
6.
That's fine. I'm just saying you also probably had a whole lot of employees who were probably doing their jobs just fine not being in the office 5 days a week.
Oh yeah, I mean both of those things can be true, right?
That's, both. I in no way am I denying that team is paranoid about security. That is the least deniable thing you could ever say about Rockstar.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Like sending code to somebody's personal computer sounds like the least Rockstar thing in the world. But yeah, I look, just off topic here. Vote Caravella 2026. There is not a one-size-fits-all solution for this problem.
No, there is not.
Yeah. So I personally think some jobs are more than capable of being done remotely 5 days a week, or maybe 4 days a week if you want to take that model too. Look okay with that. Some jobs require being more in person. So
yes, I'm not saying there are no jobs that require people to be in person. There absolutely
work this
are.
Stuff out together. I'm
going to say the average office job these days, though, you could probably do most of it from home.
Oh yeah, that's what I think too. Different fields, different stuff.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is we need to get a studio. Let's get a studio and let's go in and let's go.
It's gonna have to be equidistant, right?
It's gonna be
Nebraska.
It's gonna be a huge studio.
But in Kansas,
from here,
the Nextlander Metroplex.
I hear the greater Minneapolis area is nice.
That's not what I heard.
2 studios and a lightning rail. That's it between them.
We got to build the monorail network.
There's plenty of funding. Let's
connect the continent.
I think we're a long way from there. We should not have connected.
Yeah, you should finish the game first. Let's see how things go. It'll be fine. Don't worry. We'll do a zip line instead. It'll be fine. All right. That's going to do it for the news. Brad Shoemaker, we are up to the email section, podcast@nextlander.com. Podcast@nextlander.com. What we got going on in the podcast@nextlander.com email section?
Some people wrote in about food in the wake of both the Street Fighter burgers and the McNugget challenge.
Okay.
This is from Sam. You guys talked about the Street Fighter and McDonald's promo and going crazy with the burger combos, and then someone mentioned an everything burger.
Yeah.
When I was 16, I worked at McDonald's, and certain managers were nice enough to allow us to make food to eat for free.
Okay. I
recall making a burger and putting everything in it.
Okay.
I used the Big Mac bun with a quarter pounder patty on the bottom, with then a fillet of fish, crispy chicken, and cheese in between.
Okay.
Then the top portion of the bun with a grilled chicken, small burger patty, chicken McNuggets, and cheese in between. I sauced it up with Big Mac sauce. It was actually a pretty good burger, but I only made it once.
Yeah, I feel like if you work in a restaurant like that, you have to try something like that at least once after hours, right?
Yes.
Oh,
like
yeah.
I've talked about, like, I didn't even work there, but my dirtbag friends at a local pizza place in college let me come by and just, like, make an irresponsibly thick pizza piled up with whatever.
Hell yeah.
Like, just, I'm not going to say food crimes, but, like, food mods, let's say.
Yeah, sure.
Like, coming up with weird food mods when you have access to the restaurant's ingredients. Fun.
These food hacks. Look at this food hack. There is a world where if it were cost effective, McDonald's would absolutely do that. McDonald's, I don't know. Is McDonald's like a teetotaler? Does McDonald's do fun stuff? Are they like getting out there being like, it's the monster everything burger? Or is that saved for the other
their thing?
Yeah, no.
They're just more like,
McDonald's is the Target home goods of food. Like, it is just fucking, it's the same shit. It's been the same shit forever. Everybody knows it. Everybody splatters their fucking innards with it. And it's just, none of it is actually interesting. It's all just like a little sleek and bland.
Do they do the Shamrock Shakes?
Yes.
Okay, that's about as far as they go.
That's as ethnic as they get.
I tried pizza one time.
Mm-hmm. They had it in Canada for a while. I had it when they had it in Canada.
Yeah, like mythically, like people talk in hushed tones about the McDonald's pizza to this day.
McDonald's pizza sounds rough.
I was in Vancouver, British Columbia. I went to a McDonald's. They had the pizza. I ate it.
Oh, man.
It was fine. It was it was slightly above like decent microwavable pizza.
Oh, it was around longer than I realized. According to McDonald's.fandom.com.
Okay.
The McPizza is a discontinued item which was launched in the mid-1980s and mostly discontinued by around 2000.
Oh, yeah. This would
have been like 97, 98 when I had it.
This is the weird shit. Currently, only one location in Orlando, Florida still serves the McPizza.
Right. Like, where are they getting it?
I always thought the whole point of franchise fast food is a consistent experience everywhere you go. So how is this one restaurant... Where are they getting the supplies from?
It?
Did they find the crate of all the McPizzas and they are just still selling them to this day?
I don't know. It's weird.
Or is a McPizza just like some other...
It's just a microwavable pizza.
Yeah, right. That they're just ripping out of like a DiGiorno's box or something like that and putting
it's just Cisco, like everything else.
Yeah.
It's just
right.
Cisco.
Yes, exactly. Right. It's just rebranded. All right.
Rogue
another
McDonald's.
email?
Love it.
Zach from Savage, Minnesota.
He is.
Listening to the talk of the 100 Nugget Challenge got me thinking about some of the great moments in food I have seen with my own eyes. Like my college roommate who actually managed to drink a gallon of milk in an hour.
Oh, that's not good.
Although was not able to keep it down for the 5 minutes after that.
Yeah, that's tough. That's
probably
the hard part.
The safest bet. Not that anybody should induce vomiting like that, but like, I don't think you want that sloshing around.
Yes. Or after doing a 24-hour cycling endurance race when I got such a huge Panda Express order, they gave me 9 fortune cookies and 9 sets of plasticware.
Huh.
Thought maybe a couple of other people were joining in, huh?
My biggest was probably when a coworker accidentally ordered 220 pieces of sushi, but anything left we had to pay double for.
Wait.
So three of us downed every single piece.
Like at the table?
Was it like a buffet sushi kind of thing?
Yeah, yes.
Okay.
Yes, I've seen food challenges on video, like on social media, of this kind of thing before. Of like, sure, here you can have 12 pizzas as long as you eat it all. If you don't, you have to pay us $1,000, or like this guy said, like whatever you leave behind is double, or the whole meal is double, or whatever.
Oh man,
I don't know. I need a little more information about what piece of sushi means in this situation.
Yeah.
Even like little rolls.
Do you have to eat all the rice or like?
Oh yeah, I would hope so.
Yeah,
just 220, even in the smallest possible configuration. That's still a lot of food.
It's split 3 ways. It's still a decent amount, especially again. You're right. Are they sushi rolls? Is it actually sashimi? Like, what are we doing here?
73 pieces per person, and 1 left over.
I hope it's good sushi.
What are some of your best or worst moments in food?
You've seen them all on camera, probably.
Yeah. I don't have a ton of like weird trick eating, extreme eating challenge type stuff under my belt.
Is malt liquor food?
Oh God.
I mean, it is.
Because let's talk about Edward 40 Hands and why you should never play it.
God, you're not talking about that one night, are you?
Yeah, I am extremely talking about that one night. The last time I did that.
Did you get sick?
I definitely got sick. I mostly kept it to the bathroom.
Okay.
So it's a 40 strap to each hands, and then what's they're there until you finish them?
Can't take them off until you drink both of them.
Gross.
Say it again. Don't do that.
Don't do that.
I learned my lesson the hard way.
2006. I remember it well.
Mm-hmm.
I remember it well because the next day we got up and went and bought copies of Oblivion.
Yep.
That's like 20 years ago.
Almost.
Yeah. It's your body
Still
remembers.
paying for it to this day.
Right. Yeah. I've done enough food crimes where I don't need to get into them. I probably talked about a lot of them on podcasts before. It's not happy about it.
I don't do competitive eating because I just don't have a big enough appetite for it. Like I can't stuff. I can barely finish a regular sized American portion of most food. I cannot stuff myself because I'm just not built for it.
My one weakness is the Thanksgiving and or Christmas. Like they're basically the exact same spread where I'm from. Like it's always the standard ham, turkey, macaroni and cheese, mashed potatoes, et cetera, et cetera.
Mm-hmm.
Something comes over me when I go to the line.
Oh.
Like I've got a bad habit of overstuffing the plate. If I can see plate,
yeah,
I
There's
fucked
a problem.
Up. Like if I can see any like visible plate surface area, then I have done something wrong. And that pretty much ends the afternoon typically.
Oh, a nice nap after that sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly, I think I just have my body's broken in some ways where the thing that tells you you're full should trigger, and it doesn't for me until way too late, and then I'm ill. So I usually have to stop eating when I think I'm still a little hungry, and then like wait, because I'm like a fast eater too. Like I need to slow down. Slow it down, Caravella. All right, another email.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm trying to decide.
Okay.
Trying to decide which one to read. How about this one from William in New Jersey?
Sure.
Okay.
None of these are about video games this week.
That's okay. We talk a lot about video games other times.
Years ago, I went to an advanced screening of a Michel Gondry film, The Thorn in the Heart.
Okay. What I haven't seen.
Where he was in attendance. I adored his previous work, for example, Eternal Sunshine, and was so overcome with disappointment and confusion that during his audience Q&A, my hand basically raised itself, and I proceeded to voice my criticism to the bewilderment of the host and the heads of the audience slowly zeroing in on me.
Oh, boy.
The host promptly apologized to an agitated Gondry, and I couldn't have gotten out of there faster.
Oh, wow.
Of course, skipped the post-viewing celebrity selfie opportunity. Can you recall a time when you voiced a strong opinion against a majority knowing you would be ostracized? Obviously Game of the Year, but maybe something riskier in public like at a show.
That's intense. I don't think I've ever done something that public in person.
There's an entire episode of that Seth Rogen series, The Studio, that I've mentioned a couple times. We have not finished that, but it's about Seth Rogen's character abruptly taking over a movie studio.
Yeah.
Like there's an entire episode that hinges on a extreme bad post-screening director Q&A question faux pas coming back to haunt him, basically.
Is he the asker or the recipient?
He's the asker.
Oh, wow. Okay.
He is playing a character in this movie, or I'm sorry, in the show, where most of the celebrities are playing themselves. Like it's kind of the Entourage thing of we're going to have a bunch of celebrities on playing themselves.
Sure.
And in this situation, it's Ron Howard.
Oh, and he asked the question to Ron Howard.
Ron Howard remembered this moment 20 years later type situation. Anyway,
that's funny.
It's enough of a thing in this show that it makes me wonder if this is like a thing in Hollywood of directors like passing around their like nightmare post-screening Q&A moments or something.
I mean, look, I've gotten into arguments with people that like heckled me at shows or us at shows, not video game related. I'm talking about like when I was in bands way back in the day. But never really in a way that like I felt like I was out on an island by myself, you know? It was more just like, hey, these guys are being pricks and I'm just yelling back at them. I've never really had the experience that is being described here.
We've probably all had it too, where you just don't understand why people like a game. Like, I just don't like this game, and everybody seems to like this game. And are you guys all faking it? Like, are you making it up? Are you caught in some kind of mind virus? This is just not a good game, and you just don't get it. You just don't get it. It just doesn't click with you. And your
opinions on Nier Automata are extremely well known to me, Benny. Thank you very much. I'm joking.
Don't say that. I like
I'm
that
joking.
game.
I know you did.
You could say Flower. That's a
sure. Yeah, that's the one.
But yeah, you're just like you're like, man, I really don't get it, and I feel out on a limb here, and I feel like people are not going to react well to this opinion. But I wouldn't do that at like a Flower or like Animal Crossing. I don't love it. I think it's okay. But I wouldn't go to an Animal Crossing convention and then stand up and be like, this game's boring.
To some degree, we are subjecting ourselves to this phenomenon every single day.
Yeah.
Like, every time we opine about literally anything, you have to assume in the back of your mind, like, are they all going to be against me on this? Am I saying
I don't
something?
think that's true, because we're always right.
That's not fair. Yes, I mean, we do have that power.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, am I going to find out everybody in the world actually loves this game, and am I going to get a bunch of angry messages next week?
But the difference being there is at least an assumed, and you know we shouldn't assume, but assumed presence of people listening to this podcast that they're generally here because they don't hate everything we say. If you walked into a Michel Gondry movie and then we're like, hey man, why'd you make a shit movie?
Yeah, I mean, it's very different from directly saying to a person who presumably has spent years of their life on a project, like, hey, why did you make a bad thing?
Yeah. No.
I'm not here to defend the Michel Gondry film that is being described here. I did a little reading in during this segment. It sounds like, oh yeah, that sounds kind of self-indulgent, not great. I think you have to understand the venue you're in sometimes. Like, there is a place for pointed film criticism, and that is in criticism pieces. Generally speaking, unless you have made something that is, like, morally reprehensible, I kind of feel like it's not really justifiable to maybe get up there and just say, hey, what's up with this fucked up movie we just watched? I know that's probably not the phrasing they use, but you know what I mean, spiritually.
Yeah. Like, I would
I don't judge you for doing it. I understand. I can understand being bewildered by an artist you normally like and something really bad coming out of that. I am a Nicolas Cage fan after all. But man, I think I understand why he was mad.
Yes, and the emotions took over.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody probably has that caught on film somewhere. Directors probably film all those things. And apparently, according to Seth Rogen's character, maybe we remember them.
Yeah.
Or
Forever.
The Studio, is that the name of that show?
The Studio, yeah.
I don't know about Ron Howard as an actor.
Wow.
I mean, there's a reason why he became a director.
Wow.
But yeah, I mean, I guess I should roll that back and say, like, the early work he did on Happy Days
Big
is
Happy
fine.
Days. Yeah, I was going to say Big Happy Days.
That stuff is fine. I guess it's specifically what he is being asked to perform in this episode.
But he's supposed to play himself, right?
Yes.
I mean, that's the thing is, I just don't think he has a lot of gears as an actor. You know? So if you need like a salty sort of like Hollywood nasty version of Ron Howard, I'm not sure he can actually portray that in a funny way.
That's what I'm getting at. Can you picture Ron Howard convincingly acting threatening?
No.
Okay, then
it would be surprising and very scary.
Yes.
Like, the thing I always go back to is like the Wayne Brady on Dave Chappelle show, current status of Dave Chappelle notwithstanding. Like, let's be real, that was one of those moments where it's like, here's this really cookie cutter, like, you know, very smiling, happy guy playing very much against type, playing a version of himself for comedy purposes.
Yeah.
I just don't think Ron Howard has that in him, you know?
I agree.
His Simpsons cameos aren't great either.
Having seen it attempted now, I don't think he quite got there.
Where is Wayne Brady? Is he acting? Is he hosting a show?
I'm sure he's getting paid somewhere. I don't know where.
He's got a podcast somewhere?
Yeah, probably.
Is he running for office?
Right?
Is he in the cabinet?
I don't think so.
What's going on with Wayne Brady?
I really don't need to know. It's not actually that important. I don't need anything to ruin that for me. Just for the record, I assume he's getting paid somewhere and is doing just fine.
He's just going to live that life? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, looks like he's doing a lot of theater.
Okay, good for him.
Looks like he's been on and off Broadway for the last 10 years, it looks like.
Okay.
Oh gosh, yeah, he's doing a lot of theater actually. That seems like mostly what he's doing now.
Fantastic. Great work if you can get it.
Yeah. All right. That's going to do it for the emails. Thanks everybody for sending them in. That is a podcast at nextlander.com. We're going to wrap this one up. Heading near the end of Death Stranding 2. If you've been skipping that segment, go finish the game so you can join us when we talk about. Just go get all the stuff completed, and we'll wrap this up in the near future. A lot of fun games coming out. We got a Planorama that is going up on the site this week. I think on Thursday is my plan to get that one up. We've got the Watchcast trucking along as we continue our action movie month. I didn't say turkey month because
it's a turkey month.
Because Doomsday's up and TBD could be a real stinker.
I don't think Doomsday is a real stinker. I don't think it did very well at the box office. So you could say it's that kind of turkey, you know, a movie that maybe did not live up to its budget or whatever. But I do think it is fun.
My wife, I said, she was like, "Oh, you watching a movie tonight?" I said, "Yeah." My kids have off from school tomorrow. I was like, "Oh, can they watch it?" I was like, "Yeah, I think so. I think it's fine." And she was like, "What are you watching?" And I was like, Doomsday. She's like, "Nah, I never saw it." I was like, "We saw this in the theater." And I was like, "Do you remember?" It was like a quarantine. Well, I don't want to give too much away where Brad's going to see it. And she was like, "Oh, yeah, that movie's dumb, but fun."
Yeah,
and I
there
was
you
like,
go.
That's exactly
you got the Vinny's wife guarantee there.
Yeah. Oh, she was like, "That was a really stupid movie, but it was fun. I remember it being fun." I mean, like,
that's
okay,
all I
good.
want.
So yeah, that's continuing. We've got so far we have watched Ghost of Mars.
We sure did.
And then we will have the one Jet Li's
Jet
the
Li.
one, and then at the end of that, Action Jackson. So stay tuned for those. But Doomsday is up next. I'm excited to watch that. You can check that out over at patreon.com/Nextlander. It's where you'll be able to find the Planorama as well. It's where you'll be able to catch up if you have missed it and you're not living your life to the fullest and you want to go catch up on what movies Brad has watched during his October spooky movie month. We have the complete collection over at patreon.com/Nextlander. You can tune into the Ramblecast. Yeah, you can listen to them all. He recaps them all. Or you can go back and listen to them as he was going through them. Or you could even go find a tier where you can watch his facial expressions and ours, because there is a video version of that Ramblecast as well. Never Been a Better Podcast is up there. If you want to hear all about Dan and Alex and other people dealing with upset tummies on their pets, that's there for you. And if you don't want that, it is chapter marked, so you could just skip right over it. It's maybe the first time I almost hit the buzzer on a podcast and was like, no, we're gotta move on.
It wasn't even me this time. I wasn't the one who pulled the poo alarm. You were like on the verge.
Horror movies or pets with diarrhea. It's really the full breadth of human experience over
here. It's a kind of horror.
Brad, it's like not even that. Like that, I would be like, it's where Dan goes with it is just spectacularly over the top.
He finds the angle every time.
Yeah. He lives a life. Anyway, you can check that out over at patreon.com/Nextlander. Jump in there, find a tier that's right for you. You support us supporting the people we love to do work with as well. And you keep us going. So we appreciate it. There are lots of tiers there. You can find a tier that is right for you, but there is one tier there that gets their name read on this here show. It is the Mysterious Benefactor tier. Alex Navarro, please do the honor of reading this week's Mysterious Benefactors.
Happily, our Mysterious Benefactors for this week are Sean Miller, Sending Good Vibes on the Internet, RRE, Alpha Rhythm, Infelicitous Rips, David L., Kelly F., Brian Lucier, Skywarp, Jason Grimm, John Hubbard, NXL Retirement Fund, Evan Cook, Jerry Lee, Deirdre's Trash Can Full of Milk Duds, Robert Fisher, Bunny Crimes, Jad Rita, Statics, Brian Murphy, Randy Duax, Randy Alderson, Andrew Teepkin, Alex Wu, It's Me JP, Edward Schick, Andrew Slosky, Steve Lynn, Matthew Herrig, David Campos, and Tyler Trees.
Thanks to all our mysterious benefactors, and thanks again to everyone who has supported us over at patreon.com/Nextlander, watched us over on Twitch, checked out our archives on YouTube. But really, if you want to find the best way to support us, it's over on the Patreon. I saw somebody posted a thing about YouTube where they added some other way to like shovel money into the YouTube ecosystem, some other boost videos. Did you see this? There was like
I saw that
little tag or something. I don't know if you actually pay to boost videos or pay YouTube bucks, but look, we don't necessarily play, for better or worse, the YouTube and Twitch game too much. So if you want to support us, really, it's over patreon.com/Nextlander, where the lion's share of our support comes from, and it's the best way to directly support us. Brad, you're shaking your head.
Boy, I can tell you, if you Google the phrase YouTube video boost, you enter a whole new world.
Oh boy.
I don't want to.
Of middleman marketing agency type situations.
That's right.
Boost your YouTube video for only $10.
Oh boy.
You guys want to buy some views?
No? Yeah. The amount of people who bought views is staggering. We have never done it, and I could say that, or at least to our knowledge, we have never done it.
If we have done it, we didn't do it very well.
Yeah, or yeah, we want our money back. Plenty of emails though that are like, "Hey, you haven't responded yet to my email. We love whatever you do with your Nextlander podcast. It's great. It's my favorite podcast. Respond to me, thanks. Haven't heard back from you. Gonna send another email tomorrow." That's gonna do it for the show this week. You can check out us playing Arc Raiders on Monday. Will Smith joins us on Tuesday. Silent Hill F. Alex and I jumped into that.
Mm-hmm.
You're listening to this here podcast on Wednesday. I just recorded another Mike and Vinny Destroy the World this morning. That'll go up on Thursday, and the Planorama should go up on Thursday as well. And then Friday, I think that's right. I'll have to check the calendar. I'll have to check the calendar. It doesn't matter. This week, they're going up. And then on Friday, we'll be back. Will Smith hopefully joining us for a bit later in the day. Not our usually normal streaming time on Friday, but we wanted to get Will in there to come take us around some of the Simpsons in Fortnite and join us as he and Brad. He still plays a lot, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, work that battle pass, that Fortnite battle pass. And Alex, you're going to have to fill in all the stuff that Brad and Will might miss in the Simpsons lore as they're busy winning the game for us. I think you and I are maybe the weaker links on the action there.
I make up for it in other ways.
Yeah.
There's a whole Cletus zone.
What does that mean?
You don't want to go in the Cletus zone.
Like they had to concoct some, some of it is like Evergreen Terrace or whatever, like Mr. Burns' mansion, nuclear power plant. But then some of them, it seems like they had to make up for this.
Okay.
And they gave a whole zone to Cletus.
That's okay. Maybe we'll go in the Cletus zone.
It's like the part of town that Trevor lives in GTA 5.
Yes.
Where are we dropping? Cletus
zone.
We'll find out on Friday. Thank you very much, everybody. We will be back next week. Thank you very much, Alex Navarro.
Thank you.
Thank you, Brad Shoemaker.
Thank you.
And we'll see ya. Take care. Take it easy. Play some fun games. Be good out there. Bye.